Welcome to Paris Saint-Germain family. We are here with the live post-match podcast of Paris Saint-Germain versus AS Monaco. Hopefully, everyone is doing well. So, let's actually go through reports and stuff. I've just seen some of a weird reports right here. Uh, Enrique, I've never seen either as a player nor as a coach. Fans cheer for the team at this level. We're losing 2-0. They found as an incredible way to support. It's a victory for them. Bonsoir, PSG Nation. Bonsoir, Yanis. Yo, what's up, Mr. Ben? All right, that's some prop. And this is the tweet I thought. Just saying, Khvicha Kvaratskhelia was seen exchanging with PSG's medical staff several times before his substitution. Ugh. Hopefully, nothing serious, man. Desire do it, man. I'm so happy for him. But Dewey has to understand one thing. This, we applauded for it. Now, we want to see more. Next game. It's not about how great you are. It's about how consistently great you are. Yeah, Joseph, you're a fake family. Yo, what's up, Aaron? Vinny Bombazo, what do you mean? Desire. But again, we need consistency, man. We're happy. The most important thing is to win in this kind of match. If I had something to prove, no. I tried to play tried to play a user tonight, paid off. I was able to score, help the team. That's my job. The coach makes his choices, thinks about putting the best players for the team. Tonight, London, that's great. Whether it's a defeat or a victory, it's always about the collective. Man, it's like Dewey listen to Dambu's words, his older brother. Sure. What's good? What's going on? Good game, but job's not done. Job's not done. And honestly, as I said, I'm not even focusing on Monaco now. No, chilling on Mets, game at a time. Uh, but I love the mentality, man. And I've discussed this before that this UCL season, especially a back-to-back season early in, it's all about the mentality. Like mentality is huge. Like this team just oozes mentality, man. No, 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 no. Is it lagging? Is the audio good? Yo, what's good, Slade? Welcome, bro. Yeah, we'll see. Not that much. I mean, it isn't that much to explain. I mean, Nuno Mendes makes a crucial mistake. Marquinhos has to actually. I want to look back at the goals. Great that you mentioned that. Okay, here we have the first goal because I know that Nuno Mendes obviously makes a huge mistake, but he's there. Okay, so here we got Nuno. I will. I will. Yeah, no Mets again. Not in terms of like to not lose it, Giannis, but again, we are in the title race. But that's the game I'm looking forward to now. I don't know. Same with the PSG players. Uh, let's do our best in that game. Some rotation. Hopefully Fabian is back, man. Hopefully Hakimi can have another good game. I don't like this. Like this, I don't completely understand. I'm looking at the midfielders. Like I understand, like Neves is here. You got Vitinha. Why is Warren here? Again, is this a Lucha tactic or is this a Warren mistake? And again, I'm not gonna. This is not me defending Nuno. Nuno does a terrible mistake, but why Warren is even asking for the ball here? Why is Warren not here? Because the issue isn't just Nuno's Mendes pause. Look, Warren and Vitinha occupying the same place. Because Warren is right side midfielder. He should supposed to be covering this area. Because what happens is I think this is Zakaria. Warren here, he has to start recovering there. And you see now Marquinhos has to push up. Why? Because Warren is not there. So Marquinhos has to push up, which leaves both Golovin and Balogun open here. This is Marquinhos' space. This is where Marquinhos is supposed to be. But again, Marquinhos is covering for Warren. And then Caio Enrique receives it. Hakimi has to go on him. And then you see Marquinhos is trying to recover, but Golovin is in space. Pacho, look at this. Pacho can't attack Golovin because he has to mark Balogun. That's his marker. Nuno can't mark Balogun because he has to be ready for Akhliosh at the back post. And then here, Pacho has to go for Golovin. Nuno should be doing better here because, I mean, he's basically just holding the front post. But again, that's the thing when you play like a system, a man-to-man, and one player does the other player's job, it opens up a gap every single time. So obviously the biggest mistake here is Nuno Mendes just giving away the ball. And Nuno here should be doing better mark. I mean, he's not really doing anything there, and they're both left completely open here at the back post. Marky has to push up there. Marky, I'm not blaming that. I'm looking at Warren. Why is Warren down here? Because we don't want... I mean, this player, he could have given it to Golovin if he was a little bit smarter. But Marquinhos is doing the right... Obviously, Nuno Mendes takes the full blame, or majority of the blame, but I don't understand Warren Zara Emre's positioning. Then I want to take a look at the second goal, because once again, it comes off the same side. And I don't remember from the game, because I didn't, look for it too much. Gotta find the second goal. Man, copyright is genuinely one of the most disgusting stuff. Yeah, I'm not blaming on Vitinha. Vitinha is the central midfielder. Neves was on the left. Warren was on the right. That's his space. I'm trying to find the second goal because the second goal also came from the right side. Obviously, there, the main culprit is Marquinhos. Okay, here we have the second goal. Yeah, Golovin wins the header. Yeah, Warren is there behind. And then Akhliosh actually puts a really great pause there between Nuno and Pacho. Marquinhos obviously too slow to catch up. So there it's mostly just Marquinhos, bad header. And then, I mean, him not being able to recover. Again, he's just old. Like, I'm not going to blame too much on him. Some are with Dembu, some with Due. What are you talking about? He asked for VT. No, but Thompson, we know that we play system football, which means every single player is in his own sector. What I'm not understanding is why is Warren here? Neves is on the left. Neves basically can occupy this entire zone right here. He's the left interior. Vitinha is the central interior. He occupies this zone. Warren is the right-sided interior. He's supposed to be occupying this zone. Why is Warren? Warren is the one asking for the ball first. What is Warren doing here? This is Vitinha's zone. You could say maybe Vitinha, but this is Vitinha's zone. What is Warren doing here? That's not his zone. Yo, my G, man. Noah Khalifa, thanks so much for the super chat, man. I appreciate that a lot, man. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam. Noah. Ramadan Mubarak. Ramadan Mubarak to you too, Akhi, man. 1, 2, 3, Viva l'Algérie. 1, 2, 3, Viva l'Algérie. What a player Desiree Doué is. He's the most effective player I've seen in years. Him and Charco are the best players in the world. Vive Paris. Thanks so much, Noah Khalifa, for the super chat, man. Massively appreciate it. And Assalamu alaikum. Ramadan Mubarak. 1, 2, 3, Viva l'Algérie. And I do agree when it comes to effectiveness, like Desiree Doué has already scored 3 braces in his UEFA Champions League career. One against Inter, one against Leverkusen, and now another brace. And he's only 20 years of age. I don't think a player has scored. Maybe Mbappe Can Haaland as well? Can you let me know what football players have scored a foot a brace a, a brace 2 goals in the same game 3 times in the UEFA Champions League before the age of 21? Yeah, I think it's only Due Haaland and Mbappe. Absolutely crazy. Cherokee, baller as well. But thanks so much for the super chat, man. Massively appreciate it. Thanks so much. No, but why is Warren there? Obviously, Thompson, we need to go back to the clip. I mean, I guess somewhat fair because here Warren is more here. Maybe Vitinha has to read that. Honestly, fair. How these trolls flood the chat as soon as we can see Matt Thompson. I know. But again, Psych, honestly, I don't see it. That's the thing, Psych. Like, I don't look at the chat during the game. I understand for you guys that do watch it live, watch along. It's so irritating, but it is what it is. The thing is, Nuno went for a long ball. It's not like Nuno didn't have any options. Nuno just likes to go for the long ball, which he, did a mistake. Uh, Again, I already made the tweet about it. I think if he said something racist, which it looked like he did, he needs to be banned because that's the only way we show that it's unacceptable, by punishing. Not really. I just think he's been put in very tough positions against Rennes, against Altamam. He's put in a 1v1. Like, that's the situation a centre back never wants to be in. And it wasn't just one time. He was put in multiple 1v1s in that Rennes game. And I think, just so I think it's more PSG. I think the midfield hasn't stopped it, and we're putting our centre backs in multiple 1v1 opportunities. And even in this game, like, both of the goals is not his fault. Like, we went through this goal. This goal, he just has to cover for Marquinhos right here. Like, this is not his fault. And then for the second goal, it's a great pass for Makhlios. So I guess because we have such a high standard of Pachuba, no, I don't really think so. Jonas, what was on your mind when your team was down by 2 goals? Luch, I want to go home to my wife and children. Yeah, no, Fabian is. What? No, no. Like, Nuno mishit the ball. Like, this was gonna go to Khvicha. He just mishit it. Usually he gets way more height on it. But I think, it's early in the game, 40 seconds in. You're quite cold. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Well, what Lucho does to next game, but I think Fabian will potentially be back by then. Thoughts on Safano for this one? For the first goal, a bit. He either could stay in goal or try to go for the ball. He basically does nothing. And the second goal, I think he could have done it potentially a little bit better. And I think that's the difference between Safanov and Donnarumma and Chevalier. Donnarumma makes like insane saves that nobody makes. Safanov is just like a good keeper. So we want to make extraordinary saves, but he wants to make mistakes. And then you have Chevalier who makes mistakes. So obviously it's not him. He's not Donna. Could potentially be. I mean, he could be a little bit burnt out if we're gonna use that as an excuse. He has Played maybe the third most minutes this season. Played maybe the second most minutes last season. So hopefully he gets at least arrested this weekend. Like even when in the Rennes game, he played with Zabarni. So hopefully he gets some rest. Like, and think about it, Ornian. We haven't seen Pacho has basically played every single game for ages because we haven't seen Beraldo. Like play Lucas Hernandez. Play Lucas Hernandez as left center back. So I could be a little bit of burnout, Ornian. Because Beraldo hasn't played. I think he played Auxerre, but apart from the Auxerre game before that, like when we check the player ratings, he hasn't played in ages. I mean, Sochi. I don't know. I don't know about that. Which one? I don't remember. Not yet. Not yet. I mean, we're talking about one of the best right backs of all time. So there's still a time for him to come back to it. But I like the moments I saw in that second half. But again, we shouldn't be reactionary. I still don't have highest expectations. Like what Hakim went through, it's really big. Yeah. Well, no, 100% down. But like people, we're just trying to be like, I guess, X-ray critiqueful. But no, no, no. The mistake on this goal is obviously Nuno Mendes and the entire chat's being created. Yo, what is wrong with this app and my camera? It's been going on for ages where it just turns off my camera for no reason. No, Sochi. I mean, I didn't even think about drawing the game, Sochi, but it makes me. Again, Lucho only used two subs this game. Both Kangili and Gonzalo, very good substitutes. Um, but Sochi, I have a feeling he could be starting in the weekend game against Mets. Uh, no, I'm using Wi-Fi. Like, no, I don't have a cable to. All right, I'm gonna remember that, Orlean. I'm. A, I think I've seen it, but I didn't think it was a save, maybe, because yeah, I remember it went bottom left. No, I remember that one, but I don't remember that it was a save. And look at these people saying like Dembele is the problem and stuff. What the fuck is like? What the fuck is wrong with football fans? Like, it's all just about agendas and garbage and fucking hell, man. Like, I get tired of football fans. But yeah, I got that stat. Due, Haaland, Mbappe. I need that stat. Well, really good then. Really good. And honestly, when I look at the two goals, I mean, yes, because maybe we have the Donnarumma standard, or like we should have like a really high standard. But again, Safanov is one of the last players I'm gonna discuss. He could do better if we want to be extra critiqueful, but yeah, no. Those two goals, Nuno Mendes and Marquinhos and midfielders, they gotta stop those counters from happening. And also Monaco did really well. You know, sometimes both of the attack, like Monaco do like perfectly. This is a Champions League game. You make a mistake, you get paid for it. Yo, what's up, Benedict? Uh, because Dua cooked everybody. Because Dua cooked, everybody's now cooking them booze. Is this, if this is like trolls, then I don't care. Like trolls are always trolls. But if you're talking, are you talking about like PSG French fans? What the fuck is wrong with people, man? Um, yeah. And I look, we can win a UCL with Safanov. Like with Chevalier, how he was playing, yeah, it was very hard. It was very hard seeing us winning a UCL because it's like, especially the buying game. Maybe not the buying game, but some games like you were playing good or something, and then he just makes a mistake. Like it just cooks the mentality. But again, I mean, Nuno made a mistake today and all of that and so on. So. Ooh, uh, I don't know if I like it, Rivi, because if Monaco care about the Champions League, they would not care about the Arsenal game. Or maybe they use it to get back into form. Maybe they rotate. I would have liked that game maybe after. Well, I mean, Sochi, I think that's basically why this channel was created, man. Just so. Now, French PSG fans, they're by far the most emotional fan base I've seen, man. And they're so feminine, all the time crying and shit. Yeah, I'm happy I'm not one of them. I'm happy I don't have to talk with them and so on. Like that's embarrassing, man. Such an ungrateful fan base, man. Mm-mm. How is Dembu's injury looking like? I mean, I haven't seen the reports yet, so I just need to make this post because as soon as I found it out, it gotta be posted. It gotta be posted. Like I genuinely don't understand how I can carry the PSG fan base so much. Like how has no PSG fan thought about the stats that I'm gonna post now? Only players to score 3 braces in the UCL before the age of 21. Kylian Mbappe. Like I'm having a post-match podcast. Like someone else should be finding this stuff out, and we should react to it. Yo, you building like that's the thing. What I've started to notice is like people's football opinions say so much about them as humans. Like, are you this unconfident, insecure? Like, just like I don't understand that. I don't think you guys understand how football works and everything. And this entire logic. Oh, if you can see 2 goals here, what do you think? This is how an Arsenal fan sounds. Oh, they conceded 2 goals versus Monaco. Imagine how many we will score. And I keep on making I keep on making these comparisons because it seems like you guys don't want to understand football. It's very weird. It's very weird and oh, Chosen. Oh yeah, yeah. And I'm gonna show this one right here for the people to enjoy. This was Madrid losing to fucking. I mean, actually, a very good Wolves. I think that was. I think I think De Bruyne left. I think De Bruyne left the previous season, but they were still a very good team. Obviously, De Bruyne made them make the Champions League. They beat Madrid 2-0. But we actually came back 3-2. And this was obviously the season they won the UCL in. I don't think people have to understand that you take every single game, against each other. We considered 3 goals versus Aston Villa last season. Like, it's so weird, man. Like, how do you guys live your life being this unconfident? I don't understand. Tosin, I'm gonna send if you're still here, I'm gonna send it on Discord as well if this one doesn't work. Hello, hello, Ski. We'll see, but at least try out more often. Like this is the first time Lewis played false nine basically since the Leverkusen game, and I've been saying like Lucha should be doing this for ages. Don't know why it took so long. Let me go back to the reports, man. I gotta see if there's some Dambu stuff. Obviously, we saw some Khvicha stuff as well. What Kinyo Safanov? Honestly, I just want to see some Dambu stuff. But I don't think it's that serious. Same with Khvicha. Do Dembele. Lucy confessed that Dembele trained normally yesterday and fresh. Osman Dembele in football, we're trying to manage each play individual. I didn't take any risks. Okay, so basically on Dembele, they don't know. Yo, that's cool actually. We got our City game. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, the script is scripting too much. Psych. No, I read it. Louis said I don't think any report has mentioned. Lucha said we don't know. We'll have to wait and see tomorrow when anything drops and so on. No clue. No clue. No clue. No clue. If we need to rest him, rest him. Because this is Lucha last season rested them when he had to be rested. Like versus Arsenal second leg. Like versus City group stage game. Please, Lucha. If he has a little bit of a knock, we know Dembose is fragile. Like I know Thompson, but I'm that's the thing. Lucha is the one that has power. Dembele will always want to play. But like Thompson, I'm looking at second leg Arsenal and I'm looking at City in the group stage. Lucha, instead of taking that, he's like, yeah, okay, he trained normally. Okay. Anybody can train normally. You sound like Barca fans with the UCL every year. Yeah, but Arian, like we've actually won a UCL last year. And the script, like from last year, actually, Barca fans, Arian, are bringing up stuff like from 2009. I'm bringing up last year. So, okay, I understand it's a little bit cringe, Arian, but the script is actually crazy. Like, I didn't even think about this. Nah, I mean, really, I do it because first of all, it's my job. It's a responsibility. Second thing, I like PSG, so I want to prop it. I will be critical, not try to be as hateful as possible, but I will be critical and honest, and yeah, just doing my job as good as possible, representing Paris Saint-Germain. There are a lot of French PSG fans. They say you don't represent PSG, you don't live here, and you can't speak French, and they got nothing to do with PSG. But yeah, no. And the thing with me, Rivi, it's hard for me to explain it, but I'm like very complete. I'm not elite at everything. I'm just like when I play football, I try to do everything. I play, for example, Call of Duty. I try to do everything in the game because I'm a team player and I like to have a complete. So yeah, I will have a post-match podcast. I will have a live watch along. I'll have match reaction. I will have tactical. I will react to funny stuff. I will do match. I will do tweets. I will do. But yeah. No, I'm very happy this channel exists. It's unfortunate not everybody knows about it, but we're cooking, man. Thank you, man. Really. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, but again, it's not the same. Aaron, I'm strictly saying because it happened last year. And Aaron, when you look at this stuff, well, we've been on form since the or like improvement, massive improvement since the Ozil game. It's crazy, man. Because I remember people used to say maybe the Newcastle game we would be 2-0 down, and then wait, maybe we came back. It didn't happen, and I didn't even think about this one, and I don't even think the person that posted it thought about it. But come on, Arian, the script has been scripted, man. It's actually crazy, and I'm telling you, we're not gonna get Barca. If we get Barca, Arian, then we can. The script is not scripted. If we get Chelsea, the script is scripted. Appreciate it, man. Like I don't know, I don't watch Immigrant Parisien. I just know he's very passionate and so on. I'm gonna be honest, Orlean. In some opinions, I disagree. I remember one big one because Junior told me when it came to PSG last season. I think he like gave up on winning UCL, or he blamed everything on the players or something. Like when we were bad, when it was clearly Lucha holding the team back at that point. I'm not denying the players weren't behind this one, but no, he's a good one. And I mean, Orne, you're an actual Parisian that has been consistently watching this channel. Tomso as well, like two OGs, man, like from Paris, from Paris. Yeah, but I mean, Sank, I talked about it before the game. Obviously, with the mistakes, maybe it looks worse than it should be. But I said this is not going to be as easy as Brest. Why would this be as easy as Brest? Facts, Sochi. Facts. Like when the game is comfortable, our players care less. But when it becomes tough, yeah. I appreciate it. Yeah, and I wouldn't say I have that combination. It's easy to find a smart person and it's easy to find a funny person, but it's very hard to find someone that is can combine the both because you need high emotional intelligence and high intelligence for that, which it's massively rare. Oh, okay, okay. Didn't know about that. Then. Okay, let me see this fucking Vinny Golly fucking crying about here. Yo, Chosen, by the way, did the link work? I don't understand. Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm gonna post it for you, man. And then we got Mr. Tosin.
Yo,
Yo,
yeah, man, what a night! Another Champions League night. I think my prediction was right, bro. Like the 2-1, and then
no, no, no,
alternate.
Tosin, no, 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 no. Now we're not gonna do this, Tosin. What you're gonna do, you're gonna take your tail, put it between your legs, and say, from this point onwards, I'm just gonna believe blindly in this team, even if it's blindly, Tosin. Stick with your team, man, and stop this. Oh, whatever happens this year, I don't care because we won the UCL last year. Tosin, you gotta stop. You gotta back this team, man. You're behaving like a footy, a fake supporter, Tosin. Predicting a defeat, the vibe doesn't look good. It reminds me of 2021. It reminds me of the World Cup year. You're putting a bad omen on the team and saying you're scared to jinx the team, Tosin. How can you jinx the team by supporting it? So no, Tosin. Now I just want.
I hear you, but today,
I just want to say, you know what? Yeah, I'll back this team no matter what, and I believe we can actually win the UCL. That's what I want to hear.
I back this team. But I'm just saying, in an alternate universe, if Desiree Doué did not exist, I think we would have lost this game.
I don't know. Like, Tosin, if this was in Monaco, I would have been maybe 2-0 down, everything that happened. But Monaco
even at
is
2-0 down, I wasn't.
Monaco was so bad, man.
Yeah, no, even at 2-0 down, I knew whatever. Like they're just having a hot start. Like that's all. That's how I interpreted it.
But you're saying, like, apart from Doué, yeah, because Warren was missing. Barcola got one big chance, and Barcola
Barcola is just the best role player in the world.
Yeah, he's like good to very good at everything, apart from goal scoring.
Yeah, but no, it was a great game. Doué coming on and shutting up the haters, man. Like niggas been talking greasy on Doué, and he had to remind people who he was, who he is, the golden boy.
Have you seen the stats I put out, Tosin? Only players who scored 3 braces in the UCL before the age of 22: Mbappe, Haaland, Doué. End of list.
Yeah, man, Doué in the box is he's such a killer in the box.
Would you say he's comparable to these two in terms of at least goal scoring talent? Plus, I think his game, especially in the future, could be more complete.
He's not a ghost. Yeah, his game could be more complete. I agree there.
No, but his goal scoring, I think he has 9 goals in 1,000 something minutes.
No, in the Champions League.
And he's playing as a winger. Like these two are playing as strikers and shit.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Main
but
men.
He's not a natural goal scorer like the other two. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. Maybe we've been misprofiling Doué because I've been calling for Doué for Tosin. Again, scripting the script from last season. I called for Dembouz false 9 ages, took a while, and then it happened. I've been calling for Doué false 9 this season as well.
Yeah, no, even against what was the game? It was the Stade Rennais game. When he played on the right wing, I just felt like he's just isolated there. He doesn't really have.
Oh, the recent game.
Yeah. Not just even that game, just this whole stretch. Like he's gone before this game. How many games was his drought? Like probably since
Paris FC. Yeah. So what's that? Like 8 games, 7 games?
Like a month, right? So a month and some change. So he'd clearly been struggling, and the coaching staff wasn't doing anything to really scheme him in more interesting positions on the field.
Yeah.
And today, I mean, he stepped in at false 9. That first goal he scores, 2 left-footed, devastating finishes. Left-foot finishes. Like
insane.
Especially that first one. Like he has no right to score that.
Like, would you to some extent say, I don't know, I would say different from Dembouz. I think Dembouz is much better when it comes to space. But like Dembouz in the tight spaces, Tosin, like the second goal, receives a quick touch bomb bottom right. The first one as well. Bop, bop, bop. So against like teams that play deeper, Doué suits better as a false 9. And then you can have Dembouz right wing. Dembouz right wing is better against like deep blocks. How we can there's one pass Dembouz put for Barcola to Neves. Beautiful from Barcola, link up as well.
No, we had some moments this game. It's just I don't know, like there are some issues like defensively.
Are
You
talking
know,
strictly about the 2 goals or just overall? That plus.
I don't care about the first goal. The first goal doesn't matter that much to me. It's a goal inside the first minute. You know, kickoff glitch. They take advantage of a miscue from our defense. Duno's completed that switch like so many times. Like we've gotten used to it. One time he it's a miscue, like he miscalculates it, and
Yep.
it results in a goal. Whatever. It's one goal given up. The second goal though, the second goal given up was egregious. That goal was egregious. You can't give that goal up. And that goal, like you can try to blame the back line, but for me, it's really on the midfield three, like the whole midfield three, because they're
The second
right
goal.
there. Yeah, the second goal, they were right
Yeah,
there.
they're all
in the
trailing
action.
behind the Golovin.
Yeah, they're
But
all
also
right there.
Marky, because he's the one that heads it straight to Golovin.
True. And Markey got lucky not getting that pen call with the handball and the
Oh, the handball, yeah. But I was like, listen, yo, this is how it feels to be a European champion, Tosin.
Yeah, you get the benefit of the doubt.
Yes, sir. But you remember when we talked
today was low key a 3-3 kind of game, bro. But let's just say this would do it, man.
Nah, this was a 4-2. Like the chances we missed, like to fully kill the game off, like a 4-2. But Warren, those 2 big chances from Warren, Kangi Lee hitting the post. Like I was mad that
Warren
we
only
the game
came
off
alive. Warren only came alive after the red card.
Yeah, he was
Before that, he was just, I don't know what his job was, like, or what his role was, to be honest.
Something I said, Tosin, do you think Warren looked better before and stuff because like the team wasn't good? Just like basically 23-24. When the team was dysfunctional, he looked better, and now when the team is there, all the best players are there, he looks below their level. Because I mean, Warren is not on the level of our starting players. He's not on the level of a Neves. He's not on the level of a Vitinha, a Fabian, a Doué in form.
Neves in the first half did a very good job playing even between the lines, supplying the ball. Like,
yep.
Yeah, Neves actually had a very, very, very good game today. That cutback he had for Vitinha at the end of the game, Vitinha, man, that he skied, that Vitinha skied from the top of the box. Oh, that whole action was insane. It would have been a lovely goal, but yeah, like midfield today, just the balance wasn't there, and the defensive resistance not there either. Back line, some issues, but Hakimi looked like Hakimi again.
Tosin, because we play more. After the goal, because we play more open football now, Tosin. I said it since the beginning of the season. We're just here to outscore opponents, and if it's like we can concede 2 goals, okay, we'll score 4.
If we're here to outscore opponents, Vitinha's passing profile wouldn't look like how it looks. Like if we're trying to outscore opponents,
why not? But we're not just trying to play like Barca only attack, counter attack. No, we want to attack
we had like
all
70
different ways.
When we were 2-0 down, I think we had like 76% possession up until that.
Yeah, but that's how Monaco played. Like we can't do anything about that. They parked the bus for the 2-0, and then when they got the red card, they parked it even deeper. So I'm happy that we scored goals despite that.
No, second half, it's still an underperformance. Again, you're just very lucky to have Desiree Doué, who now, I think people...
The thing about underperformance, Tosin, is once again, you are putting way too high expectations on this PSG side when you look at the context of this season and the situation we're in.
Doué was a match winner today. He pretty much won.
Yeah, but again,
this was like Dembele versus Lille. This is like Dembele versus Lille. No,
absolutely no. Absolutely no. We created one big chance versus Lille in 90 minutes of football because, in 90 minutes of football, we created 0 big chances. The big chance came from Barcola 92nd when he a high press. This game, we created 4 big chances, one of them being the penalty which Vitinha missed, and missed all the other 3 big chances.
What were the other 3? Were those
probably the 2 Warren and the Barcola chance?
The Doué cross?
Yeah, no,
Doué had a couple of dangerous crosses.
Yeah, no, Due was a game-changing performance, but I don't want to take anything away from the team performance. The mentality that they showed, being 2-0 down, Vitina missing a pen, Dembele going off, and they were like, you know what, that would not affect us. Barcola was good, Khvicha was good. I like that he took 8 shots today as well. We need goals though, but I like that he, was
No,
more
no, because
active
we
in
should taking
shooting.
8 shots. No, there's nothing wrong with taking 8 shots, but you didn't score. And
Yeah,
then
exactly.
a bigger issue with the 8 shots is 5 of those 8 shots were blocked. So you weren't reading the situation right.
Yeah, like
If
he's not
5 of those
taking
eight
them from
shots
good
are blocked,
positions.
yeah, like if 5 of those 8 shots are blocked, it means you weren't reading the
True.
situation right.
But I read Tosin. He was from Arthur Perret. Khvicha talked with the staff members multiple times before he was subbed off.
Yeah. No, it looks like
So,
he has some leg discomfort. Everyone has quote unquote discomfort.
but I don't
But
know.
thank
Like
God for doing, man. Thank God for
I hope
doing.
this is the game because this was an insane performance from Due Tosin. I hope this he had like 5 chances created. I hope this game
Two
propels
big
him,
chances.
Tosin. It just propels him to because I know Due. And like when people say, oh, yeah, I think out of all the young talents in the world, I think Due is the closest one that can compete with Yamal. And that's not being disrespectful to Yamal or being disrespectful to others. This is just the talent of Due. He's just been massively underperforming. Due false nine now. You start him versus please Lucho, just do it, man. Like I'm gonna be mad at Lucho now. And why did he start Jambuz, man? It's the same thing as the buying game,
Nah, I
Tosin.
don't blame Lucho. I don't blame Lucho for starting it.
Because I'm looking back at last season, Tosin. City group stage game and Arsenal second leg. These are even two must-win games, but he doesn't start them, Booz. This season, Bayern and this game, not even must-win games, and he starts them, Booz. Like he knows how fragile it is. Like just don't start him, man. I know Lucho didn't do these mistakes last season. This season he's done it twice now.
Yeah,
You don't think so?
before the game, you know how we were talking in the pre-match, and I said, this is a game where I want to see us be as offensive as possible, play one of Kangor Due in the midfield next to Vitinha and Neves, and let's
Yeah.
just rock out with 4 attackers.
Yeah.
Now, Lucho didn't exactly do that, but I think what we're seeing is that, like I don't know. I just feel like the connection between the midfield and the attack, especially without Fabian being around, like it's been a bit of an issue, especially 11v11. And today, the full inspiration was just all Due. Barcola was there to combine with him in some actions. Kvara had like one insane action where I dropped my jaw, like I think it was down the right hand side where he hit the side netting, where he went on that run.
Yeah.
But other than that, like it just feels like the attack is just really disconnected from the midfield, and it has to. We need these individual exploits, like every game.
And then another thing is the fullbacks, Tosin. Like you talk about the in outs and all of that. For example, Hakimi, him obviously Monaco had a red card, Tosin, and we're parking the bus, so we couldn't see as much. But like our fullbacks, Tosin, are a huge thing of us progressing the ball, especially against teams that try to suffocate the middle. And Nuno didn't have a good game, and Hakimi was good in second half. But Monaco were parking the bus, so we couldn't see it that much. But I think the Hakimi coming into form is massive, Tosin.
No,
Like
Hakimi,
he's our
yeah,
big chance creator. He's the biggest chance creator in the team.
yeah, because he gets into those dangerous areas. Barcola too. Barcola's becoming a shot creating action merchant this whole Champions League campaign.
Yeah.
Like just if Barcola gives you the ball, I mean, you're gonna get a good look. That's pretty much what that's been a running theme, even though he's goalless so far. And yeah, like you mentioned Dembuz, I think that's like the only stain on his season thus far. Like he hasn't gotten any juice in Champions League. His Champions League campaign has been subpar. Like he has to pick it up. Yeah.
Stays hungry. No, he was actually decent today, but again, he was not fit clearly. So I'm happy he did the best from. He also had the shot, remember, blocked as well. So
Oh, but that was offside. That was. It doesn't even.
offside one, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, he shouldn't have played today. Like, and again, just like with Neymar Tosin, I'm not someone that criticizes players for being injured. Quite the opposite. I mourn with him. So all the PSG fans that do
Yeah.
that are just disgusting humans, man. And I hope you get injured, honestly, because then maybe you might feel how Dembele feels. Like Dembele wants to prove himself. I just wish Lucha took better care of him, because both Lucha and Deschamps haven't taken care of Dembele. Dembele would want to start every game, Tosin. That's the mentality of players.
Yeah.
But
Can we look
Lucha,
at the storyline of this game three-dimensionally though, rather than just like the 2D thing? Like, because like you know how we talked about how fans are like they're fanatics, and fanatics have excessive enthusiasm. Fanatics also have delusions, and I just felt like this shit was like this was so crazy. This was some CIA, MK Ultra, Operation Paperclip, Project Mockingbird media bullshit going on, where
what do you mean?
Vitinha and Dembele speak to the press last game, you
Mm,
know, and
about
then this game, like the storyline, it's like Dembele comes out early, Vitinha misses a pen.
mm,
like what the
and
fuck?
Dewey comes on and does
And the
this.
Dewitt comes
He
on,
does this.
closes his ears, and then like as a fan, you see that, you're gonna put two and two together. You're gonna start running narratives because it's fun. You're gonna engagement farm, and that's what's happening on the French side of Twitter. They got an engagement farm with that.
Yeah, I know.
Dewitt
Sochi told
doing
me
this.
that.
Yeah. Like it's just like it's it's so funny how the world works, man. The world
Wait,
shit works
what
in
you think
mysterious
about this
ways.
script? Talk about scripts. What do you think about this script?
Yeah, bro, what Due did today is similar to what Barcola did. This could have saved the season. 2-0 down.
What do you mean Barcola, man?
But
No,
Barcola, the inspiration for the
yeah,
Dembo's
but do
goal
it
and
do it
stuff.
much better this game.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, Barcola was still a menace in the
He had
4-2
the
game.
nutmeg assist and then scored the Fugazi goal. That Dewey hit the crossbar from.
In the beginning, he was cooking Nunez even in the first half, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
we were nil in the first half, and then we went 2-0 down.
yeah,
Like
unlucky
Tucson, that's
disallowed
why
goal though. Unlucky disallowed goal. Like he creates
I know, but Tucson,
um the
that's
Hakeem
why I rate
disallowed
Dewey
goal.
more than Barcola. He's just way more decisive.
Yeah, Due in the box is just so
And
so
Barcola's
so
shot
strong.
was disgusting, Tosin. Like like shot it and the goalkeeper
He
saves,
has
I'm
no
like,
left
calm.
foot. He has
He
no left
shoots
foot.
straight at the goal. No,
He doesn't have a
I,
left. He has no left foot.
yeah, but you can't just shoot it straight at the goal.
Who gave him that
Wait,
pass? Was it Warren? I think it was Warren. Yeah, that was like
maybe Neves,
Warren's.
because maybe Neves was there
No,
on
it
the
was Warren.
left.
I think it was Warren. That was Warren's only good action. Like Warren is actually disappointing me, man. People are actually gassing Warren, but it's like, bro, Warren ball to feet. He not do like apart before the red card. Warren was actually having a very mid game.
Yeah, I mean, even after that, I felt he was mid. I know he was part of the two chances. Great cross from Due, and
No,
the
he
other
was very
one,
involved with the attack in the
yeah, the other
second
one.
half.
You remember who was it? I think Barcola put it in, or Nuno. Due took like two crazy quick touches and could have even fit Kvara, who was down there, but he led it to Warren, and Warren just fucking
Yeah,
banana
that
slices
shot.
the shot.
I was thinking, oh, this is gonna look like Dortmund in 2023. Oh no, shit.
And then he had another shot outside of the box, and he goes for a curler, and I'm like, that's not you, Warren. You shoot it with power, with the laces. You've never been a technician like that. Um, Oh, by the way, with Bradley Barcola Tosin, maybe he can finally break his curse in the second leg of a round of 32. That's the last time he scored the UCL goal.
Yeah, I can see him scoring. I can see Barcola breaking his duck.
You're
Yo, what's
welcome,
good,
Junior.
Damn, like you look like a sullen
Are-
look, bro.
Are you tired or are you here to
Shit, cool.
complain? Is
Nah,
it like
nah,
a
nah.
Sabarni? Sub game, man.
No, but I mean, I think it was a disgusting performance by us. I think it was a bad performance. That first 20, 25 minutes, I think might be like one of our worst performances in the last 2 years. Like legitimately, absolutely disgusting. 2 goals. Like, look, hold on. Even ultimately, yes, ultimately we won. I think it's good that which was character. We like the mentality to get back in the game, and
It's just that first goal. That first goal shook us, man.
But,
it was
but
so
Junior,
early.
don't you feel it was just 2 mistakes in the first 18 minutes? Because I don't remember anything else Monaco did, and we created like some small chances.
True, but even before then, there were other times as well where like every single time Monaco would go through, they looked dangerous. Like there's like they had in the first half 3 shots on target, 2 goals. Like the thing is, like we're not really suffering too many chances, but every single time we suffer a chance, they go and score. And my thing is okay.
Yeah, but like the first one is like if Nuno drops it in the middle of the pitch, that's our own fault that they score from it. That's not like Monaco being amazing.
Even that one though, like I think like when Nuno goes and does that, there's still it's not like he goes and gives it like basically passes him and gives him an assist. When he does that, there's still like what 3, 4, 6 players behind the ball. Like we should still be defending that better, right? And like I guess yes, ultimately Nuno's one who gives up the ball. I think Marquinhos, there's like going and stepping like that is not well because ultimately Marquinhos goes in steps, then Patrick has to cover for him.
Exactly.
Steps,
the
ball goes in, then Nuno Mendes has to slide in, and then they have a free tap in on the back post. And even the second one, it's always like I think we are sort of suffering what Barca did. Now, I think we're not playing with we don't play the offside trap, but we do play with a high line. And the issue with that. Yeah, go on.
No, I've been saying that since the beginning of the season to Tosin, especially. Like we play more direct football, which means we're more open, and we've conceded Barca as goals. Like I remember against Lyon, both goals we conceded were Barca as goals. So we play a bit more similar to Flick's Barca than PSG last season, nearly.
Well, I think they sort of played similar-ish last year, but I think the difference, and for both teams, the similarity between both is that we're not pressing like we used to. In the Marseille game, we pressed, which is why we didn't suffer any chances. So when you're pressing super intense and hard like that, of course we don't get opportunities. But today the press wasn't there, and so because there's no press, the players from everybody, the midfielders, the attackers, and whatnot, the players have time to go look up, pick out a pass, and they're going through.
But the thing is, if we look at both goals, it's 2 individual mistakes. It's Nuno Mendes losing the ball in a dangerous spot, and the second one is Marquinhos, who heads it to Golovin, and then Golovin to Achilles to Balogun.
But even that, I think it's a combination of mistakes. Then Patrick gets dragged out as well.
Yeah, but like they just have to cover for each other. Actually, I was discussing this goal before you guys came in. An issue I have is Thompson said more in Vitinha, I said more in Warren. You see how both of them are here? I understand Neves is here on the left side. Why is no one of them here? And this is supposedly Warren's position. So Nuno Mendes plays the ball, and we've seen Nuno, as Joseph said before, complete this pass all the time. It's the beginning of the game. He's still cold, I guess. Maybe shouldn't be attempting those kinds of passes that early on. And then nobody recovers quickly enough. And then, as you said, Marquinhos has to step up because Warren is not in his position. And this happens in football. Like players have to step up for each other's mistake. Marquinhos has to step up for Warren. Warren's still fucking jogging. Like, I don't know why he's not recovering for anybody. And then you said Hakimi goes on Caio Henrique here. And obviously Marquinhos now is out of position. So Pacho has to cover when Golovin gets the ball here. Because Marquinhos still hasn't recovered. Like, what the fuck is Warren doing in this play, man? I'm so mad at him because, like, Neves this game, he made so many crucial interceptions and recoveries. Like, and we're playing with such a defensive midfield.
Go back. Wait, hold on. Go back a bit. I want to see Warren again.
Bro, honestly, I don't really blame any player for this
well,
first
even
goal.
this one,
it's inside the first minute.
Nuno, obviously.
No, but even Nuno, like when you go back and look at the pass, like even you go back and you look at the pass, it takes deflection back. Like it's not like for example, this is a better one. This is not like Vitinha versus Barca where we basically gifted them and they're gifted in our own half.
Okay. So
This
then,
ball goes.
are we gonna put more on Warren then? Because
I
if he is in
think
this
mostly
position,
I think it's a
in his
collective.
actual,
Like I think there's
okay,
not. It's not
what
one
is Warren
massive
doing
mistake.
here?
Yeah, I agree. Okay, hold on. I mean, you could argue Vitinha should be closer to like where in that half
Well,
space.
Vitinha is the central midfielder though. Like every midfielder has his circle. Neves is on the left. He's in his position. Vitinha is the central midfielder. Vitinha is always here when we have the ball on the left. I don't know what Warren is doing here. And then he doesn't even recover to his position. He's just jogging. And then Marquinhos. I don't blame anything on Marquinhos. I don't blame on Pacho. Nuno maybe could do it a little bit better. Safronov maybe could do it a little bit better. Again, two players open at the back post because players have to cover for each other. So I think
No,
Nuno makes
I
a
think
mistake,
all- I
obviously,
think on
losing the
that,
ball in it.
I think at the
And
end,
then
Nuno does
Warren.
make a mistake.
Bro, it's just
Like right there, like
it's
Nuno
just a
should
fluke goal to concede inside.
like
the
Nuno
15.
should like look. Nuno's not even looking at
That's-
who's
that's-
in behind him. Like I think
Yeah,
there is.
Nuno's basically covering a low pass, but he should be also ready for a cross. It's a great pass from Golovin as well. So I blame it on the Nuno pass here and then Warren being completely out of position. Because if Warren, as you said, if he takes a touch here, you're talking Junior, if this player takes a touch forward, right? Then it's
Yeah.
more blame on Nuno. But he takes a touch backwards
Yeah.
and then gets it back. But again, if Warren was in this position, this dude is locked up. And Marquinhos doesn't have to push up. So I
I mean,
blame a lot on Warren's position.
Even though go back
Yes,
a couple
you know
frames,
what?
go back a
You know
couple
what?
frames.
If you actually look at the film, you're probably right. You're probably right.
Yeah, play it. So when he goes, does this? Keep going.
Thompson made a valid one. He said that if you look from this position, Warren is already down here. Maybe Vitinha could read it.
Yeah,
But again,
that's-
this is
Yeah,
Vitinha's
yeah.
position.
No. I think well, if
I have
Warren's
no clue
already there,
No. But thing is, in the 5-in 5-out system, where it's the 3 at the back, right? So you can see Nuno's technically at left center back, Pacho's central center back, Marquis right center back.
So maybe
and then
Hakimi. Maybe
so the
Hakimi
5
should
out.
drift in?
The 5 out. Yeah, no, the 5 out is really Hakimi and what's it called, Barcola. Actually, not even Barcola. Sorry, like.
So who should this
Ne-
player is completely open because you can do dan. So someone has to be on this dude. It's either Warren
Not really.
or
Not
Hakimi
really.
has to
Not
Not
turn.
really.
possession
No
there.
one actually needs to be on him, to be honest. Like
I agree though, but
the
I think
five,
that's
the 5 players in, like they're supposed. Nucho actually likes the players to be close to each other so that they can, combine. And yeah, it's just a
And then I
misplaced
think here
pass.
Warren needs to recover, not Vitinha, because this is Vitinha's position. He's supposed to mark Golovin, the number 10. Warren is supposed
Okay,
to.
but
here-
Golovin gets free. Golovin gets free eventually, though. Like no one really
Okay,
tracks.
go back.
Golovin.
Go
No,
back a
you're right,
couple
but
frames. Go back.
I think Warren should recover because that's his zone, and he's not even. He's jogging.
I mean, I'm not really.
I mean,
I don't think
I
I
could be a bit
blame any
nitpicky,
players.
but I also think there Dembele, instead of going to the ball, I think if he goes and drops back a bit more and protects, gets on. Is that? That's not. Is that Balogun?
You mean somebody cover for
As in,
Warren
yeah, sometimes
instead
like,
of Marquinhos?
yeah, sometimes like even Marquinhos, you could argue like he doesn't necessarily need to step up there because like if you let him drive, obviously don't let him like go drive and basically take the shot. But from here, where is he gonna go? Where's that player gonna go?
I think maybe Marquinhos is also push. No, I was gonna say he's pushing up the offside trap, but isn't Pacho is all the way back here.
Like on my
And
first
then-
view, I thought it was almost Marquis more so. I forgot that Nuno Mendes played that pass. I was like, that's like there's no need for Marquis to step up as high there because now he's out of position. Pacho then has to go slide. You could then also argue like even Hakimi doesn't like do a good enough job to check his
Bro,
shoulders.
you're just blaming everyone now.
No, because I think
Bro,
I think
I don't even.
I think
No,
the
but
mistake
for
this
me, I
one,
look at the initial
collective
mistake, and then players have to cover for the mistake. And the clear mistake I see is this: Warren and Vitinha being in the same position. So if you guys want to blame it on Vitinha to read this play better, yes, but I'll put more on Warren because I know that this is his zone, and Warren should not be here. I've never actually seen Warren here.
No, it's fine that Warren's there. To be honest,
Yeah,
It's-
because I
I
mean,
don't think
I
either
think
positionally.
I think that's
I don't think
that's
anyone.
the least mistake because I mean it's a midfield. You rotate. There's times like okay afterwards you can go and say, but like Vitinha starts off being there. Vitinha should have the presence. Like you're not going to go and tell Warren, the player who is closer to the ball, no, book it and go
But
on the
that's
other
his
side.
position, though.
Yeah, but you
Not
can go and
really.
say
Like you're
at a
gonna.
good
All the
time.
midfielders are to come to the ball, bro. Midfielders are supposed to come to the ball.
Like of all of these, I'd say that this is the least
Or
consequential.
Hakimi. We could say Hakimi should at least take on a little bit more.
Bro, this is 43 seconds in. It's just a
No,
fluke
no.
goal to concede, man. Y'all just over.
No,
like,
it
y'all
is a
actually
fluke. It is a fluke goal, but,
overanalyzing it.
but I think I have no clue what Warren is doing here because I've watched PSG a billionth time. Whenever Nuno Mendes has the ball on this left side right here, it's always only Vitinha that drops in this position. I've never seen Neves, who always plays as the right side midfielder, drop to this position.
I mean, okay. I don't think Hakimi can.
Or if Warren is here, Vitinha got to go there. For me, it's quite clear. One of these two midfielders has to be there. If you want to put it on Vitinha, we can do that.
I agree,
wanna
but
put
I don't
Warren,
think
we
I don't think that that's the biggest. Like ultimately, we're in possession. They're not thinking that he's gonna give the ball up, right? Isn't it's easy to go and think, oh, we've not got the ball. Yes, they should be there, but we're in possession there. Nuno makes a bad pass. Okay, it's a normal loss of possession. From here, you can go and say, like, again, this is.
I get the Marky point as well. I think Marky is just stressed and he's like, oh, I got to do something here. But you're right. Marquinhos could have stayed here.
Yeah, he could have stayed there. Like, okay, go back a couple frames.
Yeah, he leaves the space for Golovin to run into.
Not even that. So when you see that happens, if you can go and say, if Marky's gonna go and step like that, you can go. Hakimi goes, drops in his position, and then you have Kvara follow the run. But what happens is that
Pacho's gonna follow up for Marky, really. Like if Marky steps in like that, Pacho's gotta be in the play. So what are we talking about? Like Hakimi, this has nothing to do with Hakimi.
Because the thing is, Pacho's marker is Balogun, and Nuno's marker is Achrios. And this is one thing I've noticed with Vitinha. He loses his number 10 marker. He did the same versus Sporting when he lost Trincao in the last minute. Vitinha should actually be following Golovin because that's his marker. Because Nuno's is Achrios, honestly. Nuno's is Achrios. I know this is Marcus' space, but this is Vitinha's player. Nuno's player is Achrios, Pacho's player is Balogun. And they're holding it perfectly, having them behind them. Vitinha is actually the one. So somebody should be covering up for Marquinhos' mistake. And again, I don't like Warren in this entire play. He's just been jogging, not making up for his own mistake, not covering up for Marquinhos. He's covering up for him. But again, as you said, Tosin, it's the first minute of the game. When a mistake happens early on, everybody just tries to cover up for everybody. The second goal, unfortunately, the clip I have is it starts a bit.
Oh, you need to find an earlier one.
Golovin wins the header. Okay. I don't know how to find. I'll try to find it.
Because, man, all our three midfielders on that one. Honestly, least blame on Warren, but yeah, like Vitinha and Warren. Least blame on Neves, sorry. But yeah, Vitinha and Warren on that second goal. They got to offer a bit more resistance.
Yeah, because both goals came ish from that right ish side, which we know because Hakimi isn't at his best. Marquinhos is Marquinhos. Yeah. All right, wait. I'm gonna find the second goal there. And guys, make sure to answer the poll. We'll soon discuss that as well.
But overall, though, if you guys had to rate the? I mean, I'm assuming we'll get on to like.
You guys know typically, right? Like Fabian's the one who plays in between Nuno and Barcola. So imagine like Neves is just on the right-hand channel or the right-hand side like he typically is. You know, I think he just snuffs those out.
Yeah. So Warren isn't good offensively. Warren isn't good defensively. I don't know what, and he's not good on the ball. So I don't really know what he gives.
He's very lost. Tactically, he's very lost.
And Junior, I guess you were talking about like a rating for the game
overall for the PSG performance.
Like a 7.
Like an 8.
8. Oh, what?
Yeah, no, this was a
Due
very good
gets a
performance.
Due gets a 9.
So the
This was the Due. We won this game because Due was a
Yeah,
match
for me,
winner.
this was an
We won this
individual
performance because we reacted massively greatly to having one of the worst first 25, 27 minutes I've seen. I mean, conceding 2 goals early on and then missing a penalty and then Dembele goes off. You know, most teams would have lost the game there, right there and there.
I mean,
What we do, we score immediately after, and then we score right before halftime. And then obviously the red card was fortunate for us as well. And then we score. And then we keep on creating chances. We could have gotten a 4-2 if our players had a little bit more clinicality.
That's
But
what
the
I'm saying. Like, we
reaction
should have
from this
scored.
team is
We
insane.
should have scored. We should have scored a lot more in the second half as well.
Like,
that's
do
why
you know,
it's-
one game I compared this to was because I compare us to 3P Madrid all the time. When Madrid lost 2-0 to Wolfsburg away, they actually lost that game 2-0, and then they had to come back 3-0 at home. We were 2-0 down, and we're like, you know what? This is Paris Saint-Germain. Obviously, Monaco bottled as well, but we come back 3-2, and now the tie is basically over.
But man, only scoring 1 goal against a 10-man.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, I think also we have to go and realize, like, first, and
Yeah,
foremost,
but again, that goes on fucking Warren and Barcola. Like, it should have been more. Like,
but I mean, yeah, but I think that goes into the overall performance. Like, yes, it's a good mentality to come back.
no,
and
we
whatnot.
created enough chances.
Yeah, we
though.
created
Like,
enough
Monaco,
chances. There's no issues there, but also like the fact is the way I'm looking at it is I'm not just looking at this as in this game in particular. I'm going and thinking like if we do this against a Bayern,
Yeah, but again, I don't. I saw someone comment that, and I got so mad during the live stream because I don't understand. It's the same logic I brought up with the Wolfsburg game when Madrid went on to win the UCL. Madrid fans could have said the same. We just conceded and lost 2-0 to Wolfsburg. Imagine we do this against I don't know who they faced in that season in the semi or
Bro,
the
they
final.
had an easy.
It's not gonna happen again.
That
Yeah, but
Madrid
it's not
team,
gonna
it's
happen again.
It doesn't.
What I
jazz
look
that
at
analogy
instead,
don't
Junior, I
ride,
look at the
though. That-
reaction. What I saw from this team is wow. Even
I mean,
even though we are in an away game at the Stade Louis, a stadium which we've only won 1 of our last 6 games in all competition, that we go there 2-0 down, Dumbouz goes off, we miss a penalty, and we come back so easily.
I mean,
Like,
I
who
guess
is going to stop this team?
I agree with that in that aspect, but first and foremost, it's not like Monaco's not great. Okay, Monaco's 8th in league. Yes, they picked up form relatively recently, but then also you go and I agree. I think the reaction is the best thing, but when it's a pattern, I think it's becoming an issue. You go and even like the Rennes game, I think there's almost this arrogance, like, oh, we'll be fine. Like even when we went down here, like, oh, it's only 1-0, but it's always like every single time we only start playing once we go 2-0 down. Against Rennes.
Yeah, we were
but
arrogant.
look,
We were very
but-
arrogant. We were very arrogant today. The team
And
was
even
very-
today-
Yeah,
you
but even in the Rennes game, we had 9 big chances. We
True.
lost that game because our players didn't take their chances. The performance was actually good. It was like a 7.5 out of 10 performance. So the only thing I look at as a football manager, if I was Luis Enrique, I would look at, okay, how many chances did opposition have? Monaco, they had 2 chances. They were really clinical from them, and their 2 chances came from our own individual mistakes. So it wasn't like Monaco did some great stuff we couldn't stop. And then I look at what we did against them. They were parking the bus as well for majority of the game, being 2-0 down, and then with the red card, and we still kept on scoring and creating chances.
I
Like
mean,
this
also-
team is unstoppable in my opinion.
but also like
And
Monaco
we
also
still
don't even have
aren't
their
at
big-
our peak yet.
But Monaco also don't like they were missing some of their big like Chikara was out, Fati was out, Dyer was out. Like they were also missing big players. And yes,
advantage Monaco. The carrot was out.
like ultimately, yes, we won and whatnot. But like, and even then, you can say we won. Yes, of course, the red card is deserved. There's no issues there. But that red card also played heavily. Obviously, maybe if there's a red card, maybe we score more and whatnot. But also, you could also go and look potentially. Maybe you guys haven't talked about it. Is the potential penalty on Marquinhos off that corner?
Yeah, no,
We talked about
we
that.
So,
mentioned
like,
it.
I
If
saw
that-
Thompson's comment about it. He said like it's a natural position. What I felt during the game, Junior, is like this is the European Champions.
that could get
Finally getting what we used to get all the time, man.
But I'm just saying, like, if that
I feel like Madrid, honestly. I
But
feel
you
like the
agree,
UCL is
though.
inevitable.
But you agree though that if that's given as a penalty, there's not much you can go and say. Like you'd say, okay, fair, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but so let's say that goes and is given as a penalty. You draw this game, like, yes, I know. I
It's still not
understand.
the end of the world.
But that's our fault that we drew this game because we gave them 2 free goals. And
As
we
in,
just-
I agree, but I'm just I find it difficult for you to go and say this isn't like an 8. Like for me, an 8 out of 10 is a very good performance.
If
Give me
you
a
told me
seven.
before the game would win 3-2 and we'd be 2-0 down, I'd be like, yeah, that's an 8. I would be really happy.
If you
with
told
that.
me before, if you told
Especially
me
at Stade
the,
de Louis as well.
No, for me, the fact that you went down 2 is like
Yeah,
you
no,
did.
no, it is embarrassing, 100% Junior. But I always look at the big picture and the full outcome and the entire 90 minutes. And I also
if you
add that
told
they
me
parked the
before the
bus.
game, though,
Monaco tried not to concede goals this game, and they got 3. Should have gotten 4 if we had serious. If should have gotten 5 if we had serious players. Can't get
But it's-
hitting the post as well.
but if someone told you before the game, "Oh, you're gonna win by 1 goal," you're gonna
You're
win by a
happy
goal
with that?
margin
Yeah.
against
yeah.
a 10-man
Oh.
against a 10-man Monaco team.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you
You're
told me,
happy
no,
with that?
Joseph. No. If you
Okay.
told me that we were 2-0 down 18 minutes in and that we missed a penalty and that the
18,
booze went
18?
off, then yeah.
Bro, it's still Monaco though. Let's come on, bro.
Yeah, but I
No.
don't like this is a Champions League game. There's a reason Monaco aren't around the 32. Like this sounds nearly like a hater gimmick. You know what other fans? This is what Twitter
but
trolls
come on,
comments.
we've been
Oh, you
saying
barely beat a 10-man Monaco team. That's what haters would say. I'm putting myself in the player's position. You're 2-0 down, then booze goes off, you miss a penalty at a tough stadium, and doesn't still hamper you. Even Lucho mentioned it. He said he talks more about the fans, but he said they were 2-0 down that early on, missing a pen, all the bad stuff that happened, and it didn't affect them, Tosin. You and me know, Tosin.
I wasn't even
Football is all about mentality, Tosin. You can be
I
as
wasn't
great as
even
possible,
scared either.
but to
Like,
win a
I wasn't-
UCL, it's about this. And this team clearly can go back to back.
to
And
be
that's all I
this
look at.
game- But look, I'm just saying, if this was last season's team, this game that we just played, this game is a stat pad session.
I completely don't
like, that's
believe
what
in
this
that. I
game is.
completely don't believe in that. People
Like
forget
this
the
game
Brest
is a
game
stat
we
pad
had.
session.
It's not Tosin. First of all, if we compare this to our round of 32 last year, we played Brest.
Maybe the stat
Brest
pad
are
session is the
obviously-
home game. Maybe that's
Brest
the
is
home game.
obviously a worse team, Tosin, than Monaco. Monaco have way more UCL experience. Second of all, people forget that Brest game. Yeah, it was a 3-0, but that was a really tough 3-0. I remember they hit the post like 2-3 times. We scored a penalty. Dembouz scored right before halftime, and then got a little bit of a Fugazi goal towards the end. And I knew this game was going to be tougher. I predicted a 3-1. I could have even gone for a 3-2 because I knew this game was going to be tough. And again, I think people, once again, you mentioned there yourself, last season. Stop putting last season's expectations on this team. Put this season's expectations on this team. This is still a team that's not at its full best yet. That's quite clear. Why are we putting last season's expectations? Put this season's expectations. Look at where we've been this season. Same thing last season, Tosin. Now we are on an upward hill. We're going up. We're improving. We're doing great stuff. We're not there yet, and I agree with that. But putting last season's expectations on this team, I mean, it doesn't make any sense because it's not last season's team. And then we talked about the goal. Here we have it from the get-go. Throw in here from Caio Henrique.
Okay, it's a
And
throw.
here Marquinhos, header to Golovin. Just embarrassing. Golovin wins it, heads it to Balogun, and our midfielders are already trailing in behind. Pacho has to go up. Pacho maybe shouldn't go up there, but maybe he relies on Marquinhos is not even the holding. You see Tosin, Hakimi, Pacho, Nuno all doing an offside trap, and Marquinhos just here. He's like, oh, I can win the pace battle, and he doesn't win it, obviously. And a great finish here from Balogun. So it's a bit marky there. And for the first goal as well. But I don't want to talk about Marky. I've talked about Marky too many times on this post-match. We won the game. And that's what matters for me.
Yeah.
We showed the comeback. And we talked about this before, Junior, the script once again. No. And think about it. That City game, it wasn't the best performance overall from PSG. But it showed the mentality. Because when we went 2-0, I'm going to be honest. When we went 2-0 down versus City, consecutive goals in the beginning of the second half, I was like, yeah, we're getting grouped. It's over. And I stopped believing in this team. And I would never do that again. Because this team, the mentality it has, that's why we won the UCL last year. That's why we were able to keep a clean sheet for the last 30 minutes away to Aston Villa. That's the same reason we went to Emirates and Anfield and kept a clean sheet for 90 and 120 minutes. It's because of the mentality. Like, we can talk about the ability, the quality, the tactics. But when it comes to the UCL, as we've seen from Madrid, who forgets so many UCLs, it's all about the mentality. Look at Barca last season. They were absolutely elite footballistically. But why did they lose? Mentality. So yeah, I rate our mentality so much, and I agree with you guys. Like, it's not acceptable going 2-0 down 18 minutes in. It's not acceptable, doing this to Monaco as well. But what is massively acceptable is how we made this comeback look so easy, finished Monaco off so easy, and they were parking the bus. They did absolutely their best to not concede goals, and they conceded 3, potentially 4 or 5 goals. And I just feel like this team is unstoppable. I think
So
we're offensively better than last season, but we are defensively worse than last season. I mean, that's for sure. Like,
you
I
think we're
can't see
offensively
this
better
team
this
going.
season?
I ca- yeah, I think we're still lacking in terms of clinicality from some certain individuals, but overall, we just create more, a bit similar to Flick's Barca. But I couldn't see this team going to Emirates and keeping a clean sheet. I can't see this team going to Anfield and keeping a clean sheet. But I can see this team going to Emirates and scoring more than 1 goal. I see this team going to Anfield and scoring more than 1 goal. We're just more ruthless. We take a high risk, high risk, high reward. I feel last season Lucha tried to be. We played safe, Junior. He went for balance. We were really balanced in games. We kept possession. We didn't concede that many chances, and then we were clinical from like one chance, then boost. But this season, we're just playing more open football, which, as you saw, Junior, if you make a mistake, it will cost us. So we will concede goals. But just offensively, we just keep on going way more than last season, I feel like. And
But,
yeah,
so you prefer this season then, this play style?
no. I'm just saying where we are. And I feel like a lot of people still reminiscing too much about PSG last season when it's a different team. Same thing with three-peat Madrid Junior. The 15-16 team was different from the 16-17, and 16-17 was different from 17-18. You're not the same. You don't play the same. The starting lineup wasn't exactly the same thing. But the core is obviously the same. We still have the same players and so on, but we play differently. We're more unpredictable. We're worse defensively, but would score how many goals we want. I mean, I think we've scored the most goals. Have we scored the most goals in the UCL this season? Maybe Bayern have more.
Well,
Maybe Dortmund.
maybe now because of this game, but I think
I don't know.
Arsenal
I
had
just, I just feel like ever since the Ozil game, I've definitely seen a change in the PSG team. You guys might think I'm just looking too much at this fucking narrative and script writing and everything, but I genuinely feel a small switch turned, and ever since then, I've been happy. I think we're winning important games. Now we have Metz, a rotation game. With Duro not coming on, maybe he gets his start. Hopefully, we get Fabian back soon because I think people have understood how important Fabian Ruiz is for that midfield.
So you
I don't
think
know, like the ending of the season looks good, man. Especially with Europe not looking the strongest once again. Like, there's no team I'm fearing. I just know there are tough teams to face.
so do you think that today that Luis Enrique is the happier of the two managers?
Oh, for sure. I mean, this was the game where Monaco. Why I knew this game was going to be tough, Junior, is because I knew if Monaco want to get through, they need a good result in this game to take it to the pack. Because then you go to the pack, you sit back and play on counters. Maybe you get a goal versus PSG. They just lost fucking 3-2. They were 2-0 up. They completely bottled it. I think I even made a tweet about it. Let me find this one right here.
As in, I suppose, yes, you can look at it in the sense that, yes, they were 2-0 up and they
Sure.
lost ultimately in the end.
27th minute. If you're a Monaco fan, I mean, you're jubilating. You're 2-0 up.
Mm-hmm.
We reacted really well after the second goal. Khvicha, great press. We get a penalty, we miss it. And then Dembele goes off. And then 50 minutes later, they're parking the bus, conceded 3 goals, and have a red card. I mean, they bottled. Maybe I could agree with you, Junior. Maybe Monaco bottled it more than like we did great stuff, even though I felt we did very good stuff. But yeah, at this point, like Monaco knew, yeah, the tie is over. Or no, the tie is not in their favor anymore. Like they have to now go to the park and play football.
I mean, true, but as in the thing is though, it's like it depends how you look at it. Because yes, of course, you go and say they were 2-0 down, and they lost by 3 in the end. But then you could also look at it from their perspective, the positive side, that they played a full half of football and only conceded one goal to PSG. And you could argue potentially could have had a penalty and could have equalized.
And I agree with you, Junior, that we should have killed. Like I was mad before we scored the third because I was like, yo, what the fuck are we doing? And then we got the third, and then we had some chances as well. So I agree, the time could have been more over. But saying that the Monaco manager is happy more than Lucha, no. He knew this was a game where maybe Monaco can get something out of it. Now you got to go to the park and play football in the UCL as well. Again, I don't want to be like too arrogant or overconfident, but I mean, I never thought we'd lose to Monaco, especially in a round of 32. But I like, Junior, that, sometimes you make mistakes. Like if I look back at previous PSG, if we make mistakes and go 2-0 down, the game's over. The game's fucking over. But this team, you can imagine conceding 2 goals, losing your best player, and missing a penalty, and be like, "Oh, calm, okay, let's just play our football, and we'll win the game." I just feel like this group is so resilient to anything. And I agree with you when you mentioned the Rennes thing when we were 2-0 down. It's a bit sad that. But that happens when you win a UCL 6-2 and treble. We can hear you, Tosin. That happens when you win a UCL 6-2. But like this team needs to be put in tough positions for it to prove itself, because it's a little bit too comfortable and arrogant, Junior. It's like, yeah, it's Monaco.
I agree, but the thing is, though, like what I don't want to happen is that we almost sort of turn almost like Kvara does when PSG is that sort of, how he's like he turns it on in the Champions League and then in Ligue 1. If we only turn it on against big teams when the pressure's on, if you forget to turn it on, if you concede an early goal like that against a bigger team, again, obviously, yes, maybe you won't and whatnot, but we have to have that ruthless. I think last year we had a mentality like we were not playing with anybody. If you're
whether it be Coupe de France,
didn't matter. We're killing you today. It's like, okay, we're playing. Who is it today? Mets. We can play 70%.
I think it's arrogance from like winning all this stuff. And then I think it's the intensity, the injuries, and the high amount of games we played, Junior. I just think we're at a position, Junior, where we can't take every game as seriously as each other. We need to pick and choose our games. And even Lucha has done it himself. Like Lucha legit says openly, yeah, would I trade losing to Rennes to beat Monaco away? I jokingly said that after the Rennes game. And yeah, I mean, I guess we got that trade. So I don't think we can play every game like that, Junior.
Lucho's always like, I love the difficulty.
Because the difficulty brings the best out of this team and like humbles them as well. So, but I agree, Junior. I just don't think we can play like that, like last season. Because of what happened last season in the Club World Cup and the injuries and coming back into the season so quickly. It'd be very hard for us to do all of that. And I think someone posted a thread on it on Twitter, Junior. All the treble teams, they have a burnout in the season after.
Yeah, quarterfinals. It's a bit weird.
No team has ever won back-to-back trebles as well. So it just shows you can't once again compete in all competitions. But then I always compare us to Madrid, Junior. Like it's all about the UCL. Like, and I want to win Ligue 1. And I know it's going to be tough to win Ligue 1 this year, but I would sacrifice the shout of Ligue 1 to go back.
Oh, okay.
Wait, if you get like imagine Lucha at the end of the season before the after the UCL, holding the microphone. if you told me I'd sacrifice Ligue 1 for the UCL, yes, sir. That's Lucha. I know Lucha would say that.
If he doesn't say it though, we're cooked. If he doesn't say that, though, if it comes to a point this season and he doesn't say that, and this is 2020, 2021, where it's deep Champions League run and no league title, man.
Then I agree. Yeah. I would rather win Ligue 1 than go trophyless, or not win any of the two. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's why I say, like, in the round of 16, we're either winning. Like I think we're either crashing out in the round of 16, or we're winning the whole
Tosin,
damn thing.
please stop, man.
It's one or the
Tosin,
other.
please
There's no
stop,
half
man.
measure. There's no half
No,
measure.
but it's like you want it to happen because that's the feeling you have inside of you. Instead of going, oh, is that actually rational logic? It feels like you're going for a feeling.
No,
rather
why
than
not talk
what could
about the
actually happen.
possibilities though? Isn't that what, like, part of being a fan? You talk about the possibilities.
I know, but you've been doing this the entire season. Even last season, Tosin, when we were in the group stage, instead of supporting and believing in the team, you were like, yeah, I'm happy with group stage exits. I'll focus on the Club World Cup. Like, you got to actually support your team. You can't just support your feeling. It
Bro,
feels
I
like
was
you're
all in
supporting
on-
your feeling ahead of supporting the team. Support your team sometimes is blindly supporting in the team. Yeah, you know what? It's going bad and everything, but you know what? I believe in this team because they won the UCL 6-2 Club World Cup final treble last year. Have a little bit of blind faith, Tosin. Faith. Yeah, have faith. Belief without any evidence.
Bro, I already said that this tie was almost close to irrelevant before it was played, before a ball was kicked. Like, we knew
Okay, but
we all knew
I
we
know,
were
but you
getting past
predicted yesterday we
Monaco.
would lose 2-1 tonight.
But what did I say though? I said we'd lose 2-1, but what would happen at the park? I said it'd be
Yeah,
like
that
7-0,
would smack them.
8-0.
Yeah, but
Be like a 7-8-0 at the park. But I just thought, like, on the road, we're not that good on the road this season. That's all I've been. That's really.
you know,
that was
I agree
just
with that. But I think
the
maybe
idea
that's what
behind that.
I think maybe that's what got the players' confidence up. Like they loved challenges. Like when you win UCLs and all of that, you won tough challenges. Like when we were 2-0 down versus Spurs in the UEFA Super Cup, 85th minute, I think the PSG players were like, you know what? Let's fucking come back, man. This will look
Yeah,
insane on TikTok.
Yeah.
But
But when the
because
Kang goal went in, I think everyone knew, like, on the field,
Yeah, yeah.
we were coming back.
and
Even I
even
knew.
so yeah, I just think the players have that confidence. But you brought up again, I wanted to show this because I've talked about it before, but I want to show it because I had the stats of it. One interesting thing actually is like nobody of us, like we both have one in assists in the top three, but neither of Arsenal and PSG have a single top scorer in the top three. And look at the disgusting 14, 12, and 11. So, individual great like attackers. But this is what I wanted to show. The 2 seasons we battled Ligue 1 or last Ligue 1, 16, 17, and 2021, we were 3 points behind after 22 games, and we're 3 points behind in both. This season we're 1 point behind. When you look at the 4 last seasons, which we've won Ligue 1 in, we were 10 points ahead of Marseille after 22 games, 13 points ahead of Brest,
8 point.
8 points ahead of Marseille, and 10 points ahead of Nice. But again, Tosin, the tough challenge, because I know this team doesn't want to lose Ligue 1. And now we are at a stage where we could potentially battle it if we look at the pattern in previous PSG seasons. So yeah, no, we are in a title race. Like we shouldn't, be afraid of to say there or anything because of the.
In 22-23, we low-key should have lost that, and that was a World Cup season, just like we're in a World Cup season now. But that's all I'm doing. I'm just drawing parallels. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. Niggas is calling me emo in the chat. Like, come on, bro. Don't
I
insult
can't believe
me.
we're in the title race.
Yo, by the way, I just want to say a huge shout out to Lee Gunner. Thanks so much for the raid, man. I appreciate it a lot, and welcome everyone that's coming in from his channel. But no, like I don't. That's the thing. I'm not gonna be insecure or afraid to say we are in a title race. Yes, I think when you look at PSG, the investments, everything, we shouldn't be in a title race against any Ligue 1 team. But we are in a title race. Arsenal have been very great. Like they've been one of the best European top 5 leagues this season. When you look at points per game, they've been very consistent. 17 wins, 1 draw, 4 defeats. And actually, when you look at the underlying stats, 42 goals scored. We've scored more. We've conceded two less. So yeah, and I can't wait for the Arsenal game. It's going to be away as well. I think
Big
5
game.
games before the season ends. Games until now we have Metz and Le Havre. Got to win both, and then we got Monaco coming up, who maybe will look for revenge after we've knocked them out of the UCL.
No, we need Monaco to do us a favor because Monaco played Lens this week.
I know. I remember someone mentioned in the chat, and I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. Because do you think maybe if they care about the UCL, they will probably rest their players, or do you think maybe they want to win it to get some mentality and rhythm
I mean, they
going
need
into
to
the
win it.
second
They
leg.
need to win it because, like, I think realistically, they also know that like they're probably not gonna beat PSG, right? And so they got a title, like they got a Europe to fight for themselves, so they can't be, too haphazard about going and foregoing their league. They're currently at 8th and still pretty close. So like they're 3 points behind Lille and 9 points behind Marseille, who are in 4th. So I think they'll probably want to focus on their own personal title hopes. I mean, and European spots.
True. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about too. A bit unsure. I've actually asked. So I talked before about a poll. Who should be PSG's penalty taker? Dembele 29%, Vitinha 8%, Nuno Mendes 45%, other 18%. How do you guys feel? Because when Dembouz missed versus Newcastle, I said, yeah, he can't be the penalty taker.
No, it should be shared with the forwards, man.
Because he missed 3 penalties this season.
It should be shared with the forwards. Dembele, Doué, Kvara. I guess Barcola's out of the picture.
Yeah, Barcola's out of the picture. Dembele's out of the picture. I think this is what
I wouldn't say out of the picture. I wouldn't say because Vinicius.
No.
You look at Vinicius. Vinicius scored a brace with a penalty recently. Like sometimes you just need it.
The thing is,
you got to give it to you got to give it to your guy to just get that confidence.
But the thing is, though, too, is that like Real Madrid farm pens. Like, how often do PSG get a pen? Like, it feels Madrid get a pen every other game match day. Right? How many pens does Mbappe have this season? 13?
Yeah, something.
And he's given a couple up too. He's given a couple up to Vinny.
Okay, yeah. So let's.
That's what I'm saying. Like
around like 15 pens or something like that.
Thankfully, Doué, broke his duck today. But like some of these dudes, they need to feel the ball go in the back of the net. Dembele is not in that situation right now. He scored in the last couple games.
No, Justin.
Barcola might need a pen. Kvara might need a pen.
No.
Just so that they could just like.
No, this is not some fucking sympathy.
Net.
This is big Champions League games where we need goals. I want the player to take. The issue at PSG is we don't have a clear penalty taker. I don't think any PSG player has attempted more than 15 penalties.
Did you see that free kick as well? Did you see that free kick where Kvara wanted to take it, and then Neves ended up taking it?
Yeah, free kick. I don't care because it's very unlikely to score. So, like there, as you said, you can give it to who wants to take it and confidence. But when it comes to penalties, Tosin, we have a penalty crisis at PSG. We have missed so many penalties since Vitinha's penalty missed versus Arsenal last season. No, it is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like our goalkeepers are saving penalties for fun. I even posted a meme about it. This season, saving penalties.
I just looked at it back. By the way, I didn't even see the penalty save live because that's what I always do. I always before I just can't watch penalties. But when I saw when I watched it back, bro, that's actually just a nut save. Like I don't know.
No. He puts it a little bit. Yeah, but I don't care.
It's just a good save.
Yeah, but we could say that for a lot of penalties.
I mean, a penalty he should be scoring, right? The XG of a penalty is 0.7. Like it's not a. I would say for me, it's not
like
a
these goalkeepers. I swear, like these goalkeepers be on some crazy.
Well.
These goalkeepers be on some crazy shit. Like I don't get it. Like all these goalkeepers are nerve. Like
no, but this one
like Super Saiyan. All these goalkeepers are Super Saiyan against Paris Saint-Germain.
You're doing the same thing as I told you about before. You are overprotecting the players, and I understand you love the PSG players, and I love them too. But I'm always honest about the players, and we do have a penalty crisis at PSG. It's not acceptable. Like imagine we are in a big game. Like today, we were fortunate we came back, but imagine we didn't come back. We'd be like. Imagine if Vitinha scored that penalty. I don't want to be in that situation. If we're in a Champions League semifinal versus Arsenal, they've just scored a fucking corner in the first minute, been parking the bus the entire game, and we get a penalty in the last minute. I want to be somewhat confident we're going to score.
Bro, there were just so many transitions in that game, even in the first 20 to 25
Again, you're not talking about we're talking about penalties here, Tosin. I don't care about the chance.
Like we just knew that we were going to get back into the game, miss penalty or not.
But that got nothing
to do with it.
We're talking only about
argue that, like for example, we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for a missed pen. If Dembele puts that pen in, we score afterwards.
Against Newcastle.
Like there's a prime example.
Yeah, no.
That's another great save.
No. That was a bad pen.
It wasn't
the worst thing ever.
That was a great save.
No. Today,
we have-
today, Vitinha's pen wasn't bad, but it wasn't the best struck penalty, right? If he dives the other way, then great. But Dembele's pen was not good. Dembele's pen was like objectively not a good struck penalty.
No, look, Vitinha has missed Arsenal semi-final. Vitinha missed Super Cup final, and then Vitinha missed today. Dembele missed Flamengo, Angers, and then Newcastle. So since April, Vitinha has missed 3, Dembouz has missed 3, which is completely unacceptable. We have a really high standard as well because we used to have Neymar and Mbappe, 2 of the best penalty takers, and even Ibra was a great penalty taker. Even Cavani in this season.
I've seen those guys miss penalties that weren't even like worthy of their status. Like I've seen them.
But again, I'm not looking at how bad is the miss. I'm strictly looking at the percentage, and we're not scoring enough.
Is it
and,
me? Is it me? Or do we just not win penalties as much as we used to?
Yeah, because we're not playing for penalties. Like we're not trying to destabilize opponents in the box. We're just trying to pass around them. So we're not playing like Neymar used to get fouled a lot, Mbappe used to get fouled a lot, Di Maria used to get fouled a lot. So we don't have like that kind of football. But I think it should be Nuno Mendes, in my opinion. I think we've done this Dembouz Vitinha flip-flop. I'm tired of that. I think we should give it to Nuno and hope. But again, if Nuno also starts missing pens, we should once again think about it again.
I mean, Doué's pretty good. I mean, I don't think Doué's missed a
Doué. The only thing with Doué is I don't know if he's a confirmed starter because I would say still him and Barcola are competing for a spot. Like Dembele is a confirmed starter. Vitinha. Someone in the chat mentioned Hakimi. I'll go for Nuno Mendes. He won the polling as well. Leighton Baines, Everton. He took like 80 pence for them. Maybe that's Nuno Mendes for us. It doesn't have to be our striker who takes the penalties. Because Dembele, I don't want him to take this. It's just too stressful. Even when he scores his pens, I'm still shitting my pants. Like Dembouz, like no.
Honestly, man, for Dembouz's sake, it's just best. Like even last season where he had that, 37 goals. How many of them were pens?
Like one.
I think only one.
Against Sunset. Yeah, like just one. So, and this season, the only stain on his season thus far is really this Champions League campaign. Like he hasn't.
Also, he's been injured, so he hasn't played that much.
Yeah,
his stats would be even better.
Yeah, because
Leon mentions Kvara. Kvara again hasn't taken that many penalties, and I remember I watched Napoli versus Frankfurt. Napoli versus AC Milan.
Yeah,
I think he missed versus AC Milan. Maybe Frankfurt as well.
Yeah, he did.
No, he's never taken a pen for PSG. Because he's never been. No, he didn't. He's never.
What?
He's never. No, Kvara's never taken a pen for PSG. He's always not been on the pitch.
He's subbed out.
Yeah.
No, but yeah. I wasn't saying when I was making that point with like Barcola, Kvara, or Doué taking a penalty. I wasn't really thinking about Champions League. I'm thinking about like more in the league.
As in, if you're saying, if it's a game we're winning like 3-0 and whatnot.
Like the upcoming game against Mets, for example.
I think it's more about the game stage rather than the competition.
Yeah, I think it's the game.
For example, the Barca game I watched, Rafinha shouldn't give that penalty to Yamal to be a sympathetic older brother. He should take the penalty and give Barca the 1-0 lead right before halftime.
Yeah, I think that's a bit different.
That wasn't even a bad pen either.
No. Again, we saw Yamal's face. He was completely shitting his pants. Like Rafinha should be the man. He's the penalty taker. He should be responsible and take. He is the better penalty taker.
Oh yeah, I agree. But
no. The ranking is Leva, Rafinha, Yamal. Because I remember versus Copenhagen, Leva was going to take the pen. He gave it to Rafinha. Rafinha was going to take it. He gave it to Yamal. So Yamal is the third in the picking order of penalties. So I just don't like. So I agree in the sympathetic one. If we're up 2-0. They can give the penalty to fucking Enjanto if they want to. But if it's 0-0 or we're 2-0 down, no. I don't want any Barcola Doué. I don't know. Doué is a great finisher, and I haven't seen him on pens. That's why I'm saying Nuno. Maybe Doué could be interesting. He's a great finisher.
As in, so Nuno we've seen. Did Nuno take a pen against last year? In the
Doué Liverpool.
Yeah, I know Doué Liverpool, Doué Flamengo. No, did he take it? No, he didn't take a penalty against Flamengo. Doué against Marseille, Coupe de France, and Doué against Croatia as well. Remember Croatia Nations League quarterfinals?
Yeah, so he's never actually taken a pen in an actual game.
Yeah, in the game, he's never.
He's only taken one in under 17 and under 17.
Did he score?
He scored both.
Oh, there you go.
Under 17 Euro, under 17 Euro.
So what do you guys think about this stat? So the most Champions League goals in the last year, calendar year for Paris Saint-Germain. Doué with 7 goals. Kvaratskhelia with 5. Those are the top 2. Just in the last calendar year in the Champions League.
What? So
Yeah, that makes sense.
from 2025, the 18th of February.
Till now. Yeah, till now.
Oh, a calendar from now.
Yeah, no, that's obviously Dembele's been injured,
Oh, okay.
so we can give him that.
I thought you meant like 2025, the calendar year 2020.
But there's only one.
No, not the,
There's one imposter I'm looking at, Tosin. Because he's also played the most minutes since this calendar year. You're talking.
Oh, you're saying Barcola?
Oh, obviously he hasn't scored for a year as well. He has one
But
goal
Barcola-
in this period,
I just
and he's
think
played
Barcola
like 16 starts.
Barcola the best role player in the world. Like,
Yeah,
let me
I
just
mean,
say
if
this,
we-
man.
if
Let
we
me say
can
this.
Send Barcola
Let me-
for
let me-
100 million. I mean, I'm taking 100 million for a role player.
Be honest
every
with you.
single day.
Be honest with. Let's be honest. And be honest. And like, you think Barcola, Kvara, left wing? You think who's a better left winger?
I mean, Kvara.
Are you really sure though?
I mean, Kvara in last season's UCL knockout stage. I mean, Barcola would dream of having only one of those games. Like, I don't like the position you put Barcola in. Barcola plays like he's 18. The issue is he's 23, soon 24 years of age. Like, I'm not gonna have insane amount of patience on him, and maybe
But
it's
there's a
gonna
reason
be at
why
another
he's still.
club.
Oh wait, hold on. How we like? What I don't understand is how are we so harsh on Barcola and we have our prime case study in Dembele? Like
On Dembele,
in the sense that like Barcola, we're forgetting Barcola has even still like last year the most assists of any player, or basically some of the most assists of any player in the year. And yes, his finishing wasn't there. And the thing is with Barcola, you
He
can
still scored something goals. He still
Yeah.
scored 20.
he was still what,
That's That's a more GA than Vinny's ever had in a season. Vinicius.
so isn't to
okay,
go back,
okay, yeah, but Vinicius is a way better player.
Obviously,
but the
I'm
point-
not
the
denying
point
that,
is,
but that's not something.
if
to
we were-
snuff
if-
at,
if
like,
we were-
that's
if
not
we-
something to sneeze at.
hold on, but if we were willing to go and to be patient with Dembele, right, and give him his time and whatnot, and he bloomed much later than Barcola has, and you could go and say that Dembele at times, like Barcola, you could say like I think a lot of times also when people go and say oh Barcola in front of a goal, like I think also some of the like he's just unlucky in some of them. Some of them he makes a right meal out of them. But like for example, I'll use one specific example. People like when they'll go and say oh Barcola missing a
Barcola had
goal.
one chance today, one shot, one chance. He couldn't finish it.
I mean, the chance he had though was it's not. It wasn't a clear goal score. Like it wasn't a clear goal.
It's
score.
on his left foot. He doesn't have the best left foot. Let's be honest, bro. He
Nah,
don't have the
I
best
mean,
left foot.
Yeah, I mean, you could be the lawyer for and you could be the lawyer for any war criminal. You could be the lawyer for Netanyahu, and he would go free. That's what it sounds like. I'm sitting here and being harsh and critical on Barcola because I think he should be harsh and critical on himself. You mentioned Dembele. Dembele, even without the goals and assists, was a way better player than Bradley Barcola. And obviously, we were critical of Dembele. We were massively critical of him. But Bradley Barcola, especially in the
Yeah,
beginning
but
of the
you
season,
would have
when the
never
other
gone and
players were
said
missing-
if somebody comes and bids 100 million for Dembele, he's gone.
Yeah, because Dembele was a much better player without the GA.
Well, but Barco's looking GA this season. Maybe not at the rate.
Okay, Junior, who is a better player, Barcola or Doué? Because for me, that tells a lot. Because I've been saying about Doué easily better player.
Dude,
but
Doué's better. Doué's a better talent. He's a better talent. But for example,
Yeah,
last year,
I think we all. I think
Barco- I think
Joseph think-
Doué is better.
I think Barcola had overall last year, over the entire year, the better season than Doué. But I think Doué is obviously clearly the better player.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, Doué is
fair.
better individually, but Barcola has
Like
quality.
the point I'm making is like,
Barcola could be better tomorrow. Like it could just
and
be
also
a
the
switch.
thing is,
Oh, yeah,
It's
against
very
Mets.
close.
no, but what I mean,
It's very close. It's very close.
No, but what I
It's
mean
very
though,
close.
what I mean with Dembele is that even if you want to go and say comparing him at the same age as Barcola, right? Dembele would like get in front of goal and just lace one shot. That shot could either roofing it like he did against Marseille, or this guy is sending this ball into flipping orbit, into geostationary orbit. Barcola, the thing was Barcola, Barcola can finish. We saw beginning of last season, Barcola was lethal. We've seen that's the thing is that Barcola, we know he can get there. We just need him to get to that level.
No, okay, Junior. I still have patience. I don't want to sell Barcola. I only said that to joke with Tosin because he's calling him a great role player. Like the thing with me with Barcola Junior, I just want to be honest with him. I think a lot of PSG fans are not honest because they like Barcola. They overrate him as a player. I think because of how bad he's so great at finding chances, 100%, and that's a great quality. But he's so bad in front of goal. I mean, having one goal, one calendar year from now on, and I will say this: I remember when Mbappe, who's a better talent and all of that, when he was going through this drought and was fucking stinking up, I wanted to sell him before his hat-trick versus Barca. I didn't have a YouTube channel back then, but I wanted to sell Mbappe then because I have a high standard. This is Paris Saint-Germain. It's completely unacceptable. So, but it's not that I want to sell him. We just have to be honest about him. What he is doing,
okay, let me be honest.
Is not okay. It's not okay, and there is a reason he can't be a starter for PSG until he fixes that problem. Like, Doué hasn't been in good form. So when Tosin said Barcola should start ahead of him, I agree. Doué's been garbage in 2026. But as soon as Doué starts hitting form, Barcola is holding that bench easily. And I don't think there's a debate between Barcola and Doué. You mentioned Khvicha, Tosin. Do you know how disrespectful that is to my Georgian king? Comparing Barcola to Kvara. There would be no UCL if we played with Barcola instead of Kvara.
Oh, what? Hold on. You can make the same case. You can make the same case with. You can make the same case with Barcola. Hold on, you can make the same case with Barcola. Then
without Barcola either.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Everyone
was fair. Fair. Everyone had an impact, but Kvara was way more impactful, especially because he did it in the knockout stages.
But then you could argue, I mean, if it wasn't for Barcola, we wouldn't be in the knockout stages.
I agree with that. Yeah, we can't take on any player apart from Marquinhos. Marquinhos is the only player we can take away from our Champions League run and would still win it.
Okay, well, who plays instead of him?
Beraldo? No, I think that's actually.
I remember Beraldo when he came on at Anfield. He was cold because Marquinhos was shitting his pants. Look, I like Barcola, and when I saw the chance, I was like, Warren, great pass, Barcola, you gotta score, and he misses it. I feel sad for him. I do mourn for Barcola because, I mean, his mentality, he should be absolutely cooked now because he's missed. So I think he's missed 16 big chances in the Champions League. One calendar since
that one count as a big like that one.
Obviously, that's a big chance. It's 1v1 versus the keeper.
Yeah, that's a big chance.
And he shoots it straight at the keeper as well. He like I saw his eyes when he shot it. He wasn't even confident. He was like, "Let me just get rid of it." And I like Barcola. I like he's my boy, but
I think also sometimes like you.
I think
also sometimes the people are like also for Barcola just wanting to push a gent. Like for example, the miss that one-on-one chance. Number one, there's just pressure on him. He's on his weak foot. He gets a shot off, and ultimately, you also look like where did he want him to go and shoot? Near post?
I know into the net. Like I don't know.
Where?
A striker. I'm the podcaster.
What can he do with the shot? Like there's some like for example, one of the most
not put it straight on the keeper.
One of the most disingenuous ones that I've got is remember that one like crazy move that he had against Inter Miami where he flicked it with the outside of his boot, went on, and then it was saved. Like that one, I would say that was just a great saved by the keeper. But then people go and say, "Oh, look, him missing a one-on-one." It's like,
yeah, but it's just a pattern, Junior. Like he's.
Yeah, but that's one. But then the point is that because
even against Bayern, Neuer makes a great save.
Yeah, but then you're blaming Barcola. So that's what I mean. It's an agenda.
It's not an agenda. I'm looking at the pattern. Like it's completely Again, if a player misses something really a lot, then it's like Marquinhos Jr. You say it's a Marquinhos agenda. No, it's a pattern. If a player continues makes mistakes all the time, I'm gonna be like, yeah, we got to get this guy out of the club. He's costing us games. And I don't want to say on this podcast if we lose a knockout stage game and like Barcola has costed us, but it's calm. He's not going to be a starter because Lucio knows ball, man. Yeah.
Watch Barcola go and score like the give a goal, like the goal to go and knock out like Barca. Just watch.
I would love, but if Barcola does that, I'll be like, finally Barcola puts all of that behind him. But it's not going to be like, oh, you were wrong about Barcola. No, I've been right, and now Barcola finally did what he's supposed to do. Barcola is earning money. This is his job. He's supposed to put ball into the net. And Barcola couldn't even score a sixth goal versus Inter in the last minute.
All right,
Like,
I don't know.
No, what? Wait, you're clowning Barcola for that? That's
Yeah,
come on, that's
yeah,
Oh,
he
okay, that
doesn't-
miss. That was a bad
That's-
miss. That was a bad miss.
no, that's still anti-football, man. He dropped it. That ball roll
Okay,
was crazy.
Yeah, but like
No, I
he's
know,
done all the
yeah,
hard
but-
work. Like that is like a genuine, like just bad miss. Like for the build out, that's a bad. But then there's
that's
others.
like Dembele-esque. Like Dembele-esque. Dembele, I remember from his first season, he against Marseille, against Rennes, he dribbled, and then he shines so bad. And I'm like, Dembele, come on, you got to be serious, man.
I was still
I mean, even
gassed
in
after those
Mbappe's
plays.
business,
I was still
Mbappe's
gassing.
business.
You remember back even back then, I used to still gas those plays. I was like,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, for the young-
And that's the thing, we
It's for the
gas
love of the
Barcola
game.
because we know soon the ball is going to go into the net. But we've been saying soon for over a year now. But it's calm. Like Barcola, as you said, Tosin, he's a great role player off the bench. So like in Liga and against Mets and going on.
Yo, stop.
Like,
Bro.
disgusting.
Even against more. Yeah, he
No,
couldn't score
he-
against Marseille.
Bro, I'm telling you,
No,
Barcola on a Premier League team.
against Marseille. He scored against-
Barcola on a Premier League team, he'll be in conversations for best attacker in the league.
Okay, give me 120 million
But-
and Barcola can have a Ballon
But in
d'Or
our
season
team,
with
Something like
Liverpool.
that.
Look, you know how Lucho has this like that cringe quote. Oh, I don't want 40 goals. I don't want 40 goals for one player. I'd rather have
Four
four
players with
players
12.
score 10 goals or yeah.
Yeah, 12. Yeah.
I saw the Liga account tweet. Wow, PSG attackers are firing, and it's like Dembele with like 10 goals or Gonzalo with 10 goals, Kavicha with like 8 goals, and they're talking about firing. And between 4 players, we have 35 goals. I mean, that's pretty much close. That's 5 goals away from Lucho's vision, right? You know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, players have to score in bunches. Like, you look at all the best attacks this season. You look at the Bayerns, even like a City. Like, you know, even in Ligue 1, like Marseille have the highest. Like, you know, they have the trio with the highest numbers.
Yeah.
Barcola really is supposed to be that guy. If it's not Dembele scoring 30 goals, it's really supposed to be Barcola approximating that. And because he hasn't done that, that's why we're grilling him. That's just really what it is. Because Kavicha is not going to get 30 goals. He don't have that profile. Due, yeah, he can.
Due, if Due plays
scores.
as a false 9, I think you could score an insane amount of goals.
I think Dewey arguably on our team probably has the best fin. Like, I think maybe I was like when Dewey
in the
scored that ball, I
box.
was
In the
pissed.
box, it's
I was
in the
pissed
box.
when he scored that goal. But like that strike was crazy. Weak foot, straight arrowed, bang.
No,
Like, I
that
think
first
Dewey
goal was
arguably
nuts.
has like the best finishing on our team.
You could argue it. You could argue it.
Dewey.
No, that's why I like Due a lot. And that's also why I was so fucking harsh on him. Like in the Rennes game and all the previous games, because I know the level of Due. And
Yeah, Dewey was messing around. Yeah, I still have that chip.
But
bro.
see, like,
oh,
no,
honestly,
today,
like,
he came out with a point to prove. And they asked him after the game, like, do you have a he said no. Doing this celebration, come on, Due. Like, who is trying to
that
but
that was in response to
I think the messages he
Like,
got
just a-
on.
yeah.
The messages he got on.
the Dambuster. But I always feel like Due is like him and Dambu is like big bro, young bro.
Yeah, no, they are. I think they
no.
are.
I'm not saying
Same
I'm not saying
mentality.
that.
Do it. Dembus does this. Do it does this. Like they're just
That's what I'm saying. That like that's them boys got to get off social media. You know,
But I think he was
like,
responding to.
there's just too many the celebrations. Just so many insolent celebrations this season. Like
What?
they gotta tune out
Which
that,
ones?
that like the ones it mentioned, like Dembele, shushing.
against
Yeah, but he
Marseille.
always
is when
been
he-
shit.
Yeah, but that's Marseille.
He
That's
be
Marseille.
No, Lil too. Like
He
even
shushed-
against Lil, like
Lil.
yeah, after that little chip, he did the little shush.
Oh,
Even after the first goal, he telling people to shush, like the little finish from outside the
I
box.
mean, I think the fishing one is like a pretty normal. Like a pretty
No,
normal.
it's
Like, hold on, would you rather-
folks.
If you had to like, in terms, you want to talk instant like that, or like what Vinny did today? Even though obviously, like I think you should be like.
I haven't seen any of the footage regarding.
Or Vinny just did his typical like the dancing, in the corner and whatnot.
Oh. But yeah, I just think ultimately Barcola is that guy you guys expect to score 30 goals. You guys are saying Doué right now because he has a great finish, but Doué is a guy who takes a lot of shots. He's not. I just don't think. I think he does have the capacity to score that, like in a couple of years, but not right now, not in the near future. He looks like someone that he could overshoot, like a Coutinho. Like he could just get overindulgent. So there's like the good. It's like a gift and a curse. Like when you're blessed with it, when you're blessed with that ball striking technique.
I don't know. Like Desiree Doué, I think he has 9 goals in like 1,100 UCL minutes. Like Desiree Doué is actually a very great and consistent finisher. I think if we start playing him in false 9, then Bouz as the right winger, that's perfect. And then Khvic on the left, and then Barcola on the bench. Like going back to back. No, Barcola just isn't a starter. Like I like Barcola, but he's not that player. He can become player. He can shoot.
Wait, are you saying like Barcola is definitely not a starter, or he's just not a starter now?
No, I think last season we realized that when Doué showed his big moments. Like Dembouz was always better than Barcola. Khvicha was always better than Barcola. And then Doué showed that. Obviously, if Barcola takes a massive leap, we could sit here and say, oh, maybe Barcola should bench it. But until he does that, I'm not going to lie about Barcola. And Doué is a much better big game player as well than Barcola. Again, Barcola can take the leap whenever he wants, but until he does, I'm not gonna lie about him.
Dang, Doué's got more goals than Senor Fue in the Champions League
this season.
Yeah.
Look,
5, right? Is it 5?
No, Yamal's got 3. Doué's got 4.
Oh, 4. Okay.
Yamal's got 3 and 3 goals, 3 assists, so 6 GA.
Not Junior. The best thing would be you do entire career. The only issue is FPRF.
Stats.
FPRF has started fucking up. Like they've lost so much. Yeah, like if you look at minutes played.
Oh, in the champ, like overall, I'm just on Transfermarkt. So I know Transfermarkt, like they include like the non.
Yeah,
but I don't think the Minimal's won a penalty this season.
Okay. International cups. Yeah, so Yamal has played 2,182 minutes in the UCL. Guess how many goals he has?
He has 8.
Yeah. Which is not a good rate. It's 0.53. And Doué then. What do you think he has?
I know he's got 9. 4 this year, 5 last year. So,
yes, unfortunately, hasn't updated yet, but he's played in the UCL.
1,000. I mean, here on FOTMO. I mean, Transfermarkt. They say he's played 1,034 minutes.
Yeah, let me do that tweet.
Yeah.
Doué. What did you say? Doué?
Doué's played 1,034 minutes. 1034.
Are you sure? Both in last season and this season.
Yeah. Overall.
Minutes and 9 goals.
Yeah, 9 goals and 4 assists, or you can do 2 goals. And then Lamine Yamal's played 2,196 minutes for 8 goals, 9 assists.
Yeah, we don't care about the assists. Let me find that. I have it somewhere here. No, because as I said, I don't think at the moment, just because of one game, we should go back into the debate. But I just feel like Yamal and Barca fans are so insecure whenever they talk about him. I remember like Phil on this podcast, and we just got to fight against Satanism, man.
Oh.
Yo, Ramadan Kareem, is it? And Dembele will not be out for that long. Lucius himself said that we will get answers tomorrow.
Looks like a 2-week kind of injury. Like Dembele.
I think less, no?
Dang, okay.
You think that much?
I just think they'll keep him up until the round of 16 first leg.
I don't think he'll play in the second leg.
I know it looked less than the Bayern one. Uh, okay, Junior, should I do GA or goal? Goal is better, right?
Oh
It's
yeah,
a better
we should go
discrepancy.
do goals.
All right.
Goals
Here,
per
here.
minute.
You said 1,000.
So 1,034 for Douay. And then the Yamal is 2,196, 2,196.
Oh my
one-
goodness, that's a huge discrepancy, dude.
No, because one thing about Yamal, they always look at his stats, but they don't understand. Like, I've never seen someone play
Yamal
so
is
much.
so
Like, he plays
yeah,
so
and
too
have
much, man.
so and per 90, his production per 90 is so poor.
Right.
And he gets so many touches in the boxes, and he gets so many touches in the boxes as well. I don't think there's been a more platformed player like Lamine Dogmal, because the high line that Barca play and the number of runners that he has, like, he always has a passing option. He always has an outlet. He always has that across at the far post of Rafinha. You know, a player like Saka, who is a dud, like Saka is actually overrated, but Saka doesn't even have that luxury playing in Arsenal system.
Yeah, but this is gonna go wild, bro.
That's
so easy.
This is that's rage bait.
No,
it's
ain't
not
no
rage bait.
bait.
I mean,
It's not rage bait. Like,
it's
Lamine
true,
is
true.
very well platformed. He's very
Yeah, because
well
dude, I remember Barca fans recently posting like, "Oh, imagine if Yamal had these stinkers ever." Oh, let me find that tweet. And one thing I hate with these fucking rating apps is one, like they make everyone just look so good. Because I remember you brought up that point. Even in the game when he missed a pen, he had a green rating. Like
oh yeah,
7.5.
Minimal has
Yeah,
the
he just-
top mom was this disgusting. Yeah. Hold on.
No, but one thing I do want to say, like Yamal in the recent game, I've been supportive of him because I've been reading the stuff that's going on. I don't know if you've heard about it, Junior. So basically, some allegations like a girl got raped
Oh,
by Ansu Fati's brother or something.
yeah,
they
yeah,
said,
yeah. And
they said it
he's-
happens at Yamal's house in a party, and it didn't. And Yamal wasn't even in Spain at that time and stuff. So they've just put, and I noticed it like when he was gonna take the pen in the entire game. So just that's separate, but I'm supporting in that cause. Like fuck the Zionist media, man.
Oh, I mean, I heard. Well, again, this is Barca apparently or whatnot. Now Lamine Yamal was like he had the flu or whatnot yesterday.
Yeah. I think he was just mentally cooked with everything going on. Could maybe be a flu, but this is the tweet I saw. Imagine if this was Lamine Yamal, the entire internet would drag him everywhere. Again, Barca fans just have this obsession about Due. I understand once they ask Due who's better, you or Yamal. What player is gonna say the other player? They're
But
acting like Yamal is a third tier. The only one is like if they asked, I don't know, let's say Arjen Robben, you or Messi. Their careers both have finished. They can be like, yeah, Robben. Due just started off career. You think he's gonna say Yamal is better than me?
And I also think like when you again, I don't like the context of like when you watch the video, like it was a private like FaceTime call and he was asked and he answered. It's not like he was like on a live show and whatnot.
Yeah, bring it up like I'm clear of Yamal, man,
and whatnot.
Yeah, but he posted. Do you know what I quoted it? Beautiful. Imagine if this was Lamine Yamal, the entire internet would have called him GOAT everywhere.
No, there have been like already some like I kid you not. I've gone on TikTok lives where people have gone and said that Lamine Yamal is already better than Messi. Legitimately, like they're saying he's a better football player than Messi right now already, or saying that Lamine Yamal is better than like 2011 Messi or 2009 Messi.
Just people just trying to farm engagement now.
Yeah, and Neymar as well. Like Neymar's getting disrespected massively all the time. I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
So honestly, this is against the Yamal fans. Nothing about Yamal. Like Yamal, I think he's become way more likable in recent time. It's just his fans are like I remember Messi fans used to be really bad. Neymar fans were actually chill. I think it's because Neymar got injured and they got humbled basically. And Mbappe fans weren't that good. Like Yamal fans, Jude fans as well. The new generations, it's just more cooked every single.
I mean, Jude.
I'm happy Due doesn't have any fans.
Actually, no. You know, well, Due had a massive propaganda, but like it's not nearly as big. No. Who knows? You think Jude? I mean, I don't see too many bad. You know who's worse? Pedri fans. Oh my, Pedri fans.
Pedri fans.
No. Like you got people go. Pedri's like the greatest midfielder ever already. Like better than Xavi, Zidane, all of them. They're saying he's better.
Man, the kids are crazy. It's just that TikTok kid. It's just kids on TikTok.
Hold on. I'm
Can't
seeing
take
here
that shit serious.
on Twitter, UEFA are saying that Dewey got an assist.
Yeah. For
They're counting that as an assist.
Hakimi goal. Yeah,
They count that as an assist.
Yeah.
Wait, for who?
The Hakimi
For
goal.
Doué.
They're counting that as an assist.
The Hakimi goal.
On
For
transfer
Doué,
market?
yeah.
No, I'm on. Hold on.
The UCL
On
website?
on the Champions League. Yeah, it's an official.
Yeah, but
assist.
no, I agree. No, but that's because UCL website doesn't use Opta stats, just like transfer markets. Because if you look at Doué last season junior on the UCL website, it says he has 5 assists, right?
Mm-hmm.
Opta only counts it at 3, but non-Opta 5. But Transfermarkt and UCL website use the same thing. They use non-Opta stats, so they count a deflected shot as an assist, whilst Opta doesn't count it.
What was Dewey's like deflected shots? Oh, was it the City one? City.
I guess that one.
But that one hit the crossbar.
Yeah, I mean, so Opta only counts like the clear assists, like you pass him, and I think even non-Opta maybe penalties won. Sometimes they count that as an assist. Yeah.
Interesting.
I just wish like we all just used one. It would be way simpler. But
I mean, Dewey,
on UCL website, Dewey looks colder.
Yeah,
he looks really cold.
Than an assist again. No celebration from Doué.
No, because he shouldn't celebrate. Like I said it after the game, like applaud. Great. I'm so happy for Doué, but it's not about being great. It's about being consistently great. So, yeah.
Nah, man. Doué loves these Champions League nights, man. And he loves the game against.
We have too many UCL players, Tosin. Like, Doué is a UCL player. Khvicha as well. Like, we need some Ligue 1 players. Like, Barcola is a Ligue 1 player. Like, he's Ligue 1 McDonald's player. But even this season, I don't know. What's for me, that's the worrying thing about talking about Barcola, like how he's regressed this season. Like last season, he took a massive leap. What in Ligue 1, he was, I think, the 5th top scorer or something, and he was him and Cherki had the same amount of assists in Ligue 1, I think, or maybe Cherki was first, Barcola second.
Barcola was probably leading. Okay, maybe Cherki.
I mean, I know Cherki ended up getting like the ball and whatnot that they gave. He ended up getting it.
Oh, okay, yeah, true. The assist award.
No, wasn't that dribbler award?
No, but he won both. He won both.
Okay,
or I think they might have had the exact same, but maybe.
Yeah, oh no. Okay, so no. Barcola had less.
10,
Barcola had
10. Yeah,
10.
10.
So he had 10, and then in goals, 6th, 14. But overall, GA, he had 24. This is one we won Liga more comfortably. We had this. If we go into this season, GA, we're not top 3, we're not top 4, we're not top 5, we're not top 6, top 7. And that's fucking a crippled Dembouz, injured, penalty for Fugazi.
No, not penalty Fugazi. Don't say that.
No, I'm just saying, like, long season, we didn't have it. That's why, I'm just saying, like, long season, strictly GA. And after Dembouz, there's Barcola. So that's, like, we haven't been able to do what we want to do in Liga, like, offensively.
What did you guys make of Kvara's performance?
It's all right.
Good.
Fine.
Good. Won the penalty, great press. Took a lot of shots. And there was some opportunities. I also once again wanted him to shoot. Like I remember once he got it outside of the box, then he gave it to Doué. Doué could have shot, and then Doué tries to pass it. Just like shoot. But I like the intention. They're scared of Dembouz, man. I think they're scared of Dembouz. Like Dembouz is gonna slap them in the locker room. Why I tell you, don't put a team above, don't put yourself above the team. Yes, we're at 8 shots. These are the locations.
Yeah, man. 5 shots blocked is too much, man. Like he was forcing it way too much today.
When is the second leg of the Barca Atleti game?
Yeah, 0 shots on target.
Nah, that's insane.
I think they used to say a month.
March, dang. Why do they wait so long?
2 passes in the final third, so minimal playmaking. 10 touches in the box.
I think it's 0 chances created. Like he was just trying to get a goal today, man.
Yeah.
I think what helped Khvic's overall performance was he won the pen. So like, oh, okay, he won the penalty. And he pressed well. Like he won the entire play as well. Barcola, very good assist for Desire. 2 chances created. 4 out of 5, 6. Like his dribbling, he's coming into it now. I've noticed it in ever since the Sporting game, his dribbling has been good. 5 out of 10 ground duels won. Man, Firmob is such a fugazi.
That's why I can't take Footmob seriously anymore. Like,
no, but Zaire, like
I think Zaire
Warren after the red card, Warren, that's when he showed up because we had the man advantage and there was so much space. Like,
and you're right, Tristan. He was the one that gave Barcola the chance as well.
Yeah, he got the assist for Dewey's goal.
Yeah.
If I'm mistaken. Yeah.
And then Nuno wasn't good today.
Yeah, no, Nuno wasn't good today.
Yeah, this was Nuno's. Nuno was
one of his bad performances today.
Yeah. Look at that. Only 3 touches in the opposition box, and he still scores. So, really good game.
Hakimi, he lit up, man. Sank is talking about distance run. Do you guys know how you see it?
I don't think it's available, but I do remember during the game that
I know it's available.
They were outrunning us. Like
it's available for Prem game.
UCL side. Do they have it on the UCL site? Maybe. I know they have it on like the UCL stat site. Distance covered, because I remember someone used it for like Bellingham, Pedri, or something. Sprints. I think they have sprints. Maybe.
Versus...
What was Doué's rating? Because he's not
9.2.
5 chances created, 2 goals. Like it was the crazy false 9. Like he has a false 9 profile. I like him way more on the center than on the wing.
I think they're saying this performance was similar to his performance against in the final, and he also played similar minutes. In the final, he played 67 minutes. Today, he played 63.
But with less space this time. Like both of his goals came back from transitions versus edge. This one, tight space.
So Monaco ran 111.6 kilometers. PSG ran 110.2. I don't understand how these like official sites. Why don't they have like XG? I want to see what these we had to say. Yo, do it. I think Dewey got probably was affected by like the comments by Dembele.
You think so?
Because I'm just listening. If you go to if you go to like the UEFA website and whatnot, like their site, you know how they have like their snap, the post game like interview and whatnot, talking with the performance. They basically asked him, what do you think of your performance today? He started on the bench. He's like, I think today the most important thing is not my performance, it's the team. Basically verbatim stating what Dembele was saying.
Dembouz is Malcolm X, Nelson Mandela. But by the way, Junior, because a lot of people are asking, if you go into YouTube, Junior, does your YouTube look like this? Like a lot of it happened to me. A lot of people have mentioned it as well. YouTube down, YouTube.
Oh
front
yeah,
doesn't
it is.
work.
Mine is down. Mine is.
I mean,
down.
we still have 130 people here, so guys, this is the only YouTube we can watch. Stay here. This is the only content.
My
But
YouTube's
yeah,
my YouTube's been acting up recently. Like it's been loading really slow. Yeah, dang, I can't see anything on YouTube. Wow.
yeah, let me mention it on Twitter. Maybe.
This is big though. YouTube's the second biggest search engine in the world.
But you said we ran basically the same, right?
Pardon?
We ran what I heard 111.
Oh,
on
100.
110.
They ran 111.6. We ran 110.2.
All right, that's good. Like when they got the red card on you, we didn't have to put as much intensity and so on.
Yeah.
Let's do player ratings. Do that in the meantime.
I think I want to know. I kind of hope that PSG that we went on, like the CVS Sports with like Thierry Henry, Kate Abdo and whatnot. No, I think they probably did the Madrid game. Did you guys talk about what happened in the Madrid game?
So I don't know exactly, but I think we're sure Vinny got like racistly abused by the fans and then potentially by players.
So I'm maybe the fans later on, but basically what happened, he scored the goal. He did. I mean, I only was glimpsing at it, but he did his typical, dancing in the flag and whatnot, which was fine. But then he got a yellow. So I was like obviously watching the PSG game at the time, and I thought he maybe said something or he then afterwards rounded up the crowd. But from what I saw, at least, or what I've heard,
is there a Douay comp out there? Is there a Douay comp?
Probably.
Yeah, we'll look. Yeah, Junior.
Yeah. So basically, I don't know if he maybe did something else to round the crowd, like doing some. All I know is that he just danced. He got a yellow for that. That already caused like issues. Madrid players were not happy. Vinny was not happy, so he started barking, yapping, so on and so forth. Anyways, it takes him a while. They're getting ready to go and kick off again, and then one of the Benfica players, and I'm not trying to go and say that it's a coincidence or anything, but his name was it Gianluca? What's his name? Hold on, let me find his.
He had white hair, right? Silver hair, white hair.
Yeah. But, I just want to remember his last name. Let me look. Gianluca Prestiani, and he's guess where he's from. If you had to go and guess.
If you had to guess his country.
Yeah, where he's from.
I mean, very certain he's South American. Very likely, I guess, just by a question, Argentina. I would go for Argentina or Uruguay, but for your sake, Argentina.
Yep. So Gianluca, he goes and says that. So they were talking obviously initially, and he goes and they were talking. Obviously, he's probably angry that you're dancing and whatnot. He's not happy, but basically he goes, and as he goes and says something, covers his mouth, speaks. Then he immediately goes to the ref. He's like ref, racismo, mono. Apparently Mbappe was also there because Mbappe was right there too. He's like, yeah, I heard it too. Obviously that causes a ruckus. The ref goes like this to like activate the protocol. Then he's like, I'm not standing for this, goes onto the bench, and then Jose Mourinho comes out, they're yapping and just calls a whole kerfuffle. But basically the player in question didn't get there was no sanction because they're arguing that like they don't know what he said for sure. It was basically Vinny and Mbappe's word against the other player because he covered his mouth when he allegedly spoke. And obviously after that, every single time the game eventually did continue, every single time Vinny got on the ball, he was booed, whistled and whatnot. I don't know if there was another further racist like things said or alleged incident afterwards. But like there was one time where like him and Alexander Arnold with the corner flag, and they had like all the Benfica fans were like throwing beers and empty bottles at him and whatnot. Yeah, that's basically that's basically
Yeah,
what-
and I also read that after the game, Chouameni said that he called him a monkey, but the other player said, no, I only called Vinny a faggot.
if like the lawyer when he goes and says like, I mean, he has the right to be innocent, like you, because I think people were seeing a right winger for Benfica. He called Vinny either the F word or a monkey. Vinny and Mbappe are saying it was monkey, whereas the player himself apparently said no, I said the F word. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, but a lot of people were angry because they felt like he basically got off like scot-free and that like he wasn't punished, which like, I mean, it's difficult because the thing is you can't prove what he said because it's basically Vinny's word against Vinny and Mbappe. You could argue against him, right? And he clearly covered his mouth. So like, if you're covering your mouth, it's because you don't want people to know what you said. But on the other hand, it's like what should you throw him out of the game for something like you can't even prove concretely? So I don't know. I think it's a lose-lose. I think the biggest thing, the issue though, is it's to compound like the fact that Vinny first and foremost got a yellow card for dancing basically after celebrating, for winding up the crowd. I think blew people over. So it's gonna be interesting what happens.
I mean, I understand Vinny getting a yellow card because I think there should be a limit to your celebration in terms of taunting the fans as well.
But
And
that's
I'm not saying this like I think this is maybe how I think maybe it should be that because you don't want to taunt the fans too much, but it's also the football rules. We've seen multiple players get a yellow card for taunting fans.
so yeah,
It really is clearly trying to anger the fans and get
but
a
in this-
reaction out of them.
So that one, I mean, I wasn't watching it explicitly, which is why I didn't know why he got the yellow. So I just saw him go and score, and he he went to the flag and did like a lot of Brazilians like to do, like Ronaldinho would go and do. I thought that was the extent of it. So I don't know, maybe he's done something else. Like Vinny sometimes he'll be like that to the fans and do like that and like speak and whatnot. That would be taunting. But from what I gather and what people have told me, again, allegedly, is that he just danced. That's it. And I think if you're gonna go and start giving people like things for
Yeah,
that.
but I mean, there's difference. Like he went to the fucking corner flag, started humping it like it's a stripper. Like Vinny I don't think Vinny is a victim for getting that yellow card because he knows you can't. Like, come on, man. Like, just score your goal, be happy. Like,
We'll see. Well,
I think celebration are becoming too big of a thing. Like back in the day, it was fist up in the air, great goal, or scream. Like all this dancing. I mean, it is taunting fans, especially when you go to the corner flag in an away game. That's their corner flag. And
No,
it's
I
like
mean,
they're-
like you think back, the Brazilians when they would do like the babies, like you've had pretty elaborate celebrations in the past. Like I
Yeah,
agree.
but that was like in a World Cup, neutral ground. It's a bit different here, I think.
I mean, from what I saw,
This
I don't-
doesn't obviously accept the racism.
Yeah, obviously, 100%. But it's like, okay, but then where exactly do you stop with the taunting? Like, for example, if Dembélé goes and scores at the Velodrome and then shushes the crowd, should he get a yellow? Like, I would say no.
If he got yellow, I'd be like,
I say that's harsh. Like for me, I agree. I think I do agree though, and that's why sort of with my thing with Vinny, I always want to be nuanced. Of course, everything he does not excuse the abuse that he gets, but there have been times, specifically, the big one was the Valencia one, right? I remember that return leg and whatnot. He scored a goal and whatnot, and he like celebrated fine, but then he went is like showing his jersey, going and doing this. That is like, buddy, at that point you're like, you are like winding them up. Doesn't mean that what they do is correct, but you can't be doing that either. From what I saw today, like, I mean, I think it was just a general sort of celebration, but I think it puts UEFA in a very difficult bind, and also given like UEFA and Real Madrid's relationship currently, it's gonna be interesting to see.
I as you said, like, there's no clear evidence. I haven't seen him with his mouth say that word. So that's the thing that puts UEFA in a difficult position. Because if like it's 100%, I think he definitely should get banned. Because, for example, in Spain, Junior, where it's more clear, where the fans are holding up banners, mono and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
Tebas has to like ban the fans. He has to do something big
Mm-hmm.
to show I care for Vinny, and I don't want this to happen. Like you have to punish them to show that this is not acceptable. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
100%.
Okay. Tosin, by the way, I had to leave. I don't know if you saw the private message he sent,
Yeah.
like in the thingy. I thought we could finish off the player ratings for today.
Mhm.
If you,
Yeah. Oh,
Alright.
hold on. All right, I'm back now.
because you said what this was a 6 out of 10 game.
I think so, yeah.
All right, let's see. Man of the match. Easy.
Oh, yeah, Dewey. Has to be Dewey. Although for the overall game, if it wasn't for Dewey, I think not for PSG, but Balogun, 2 goals, 2 shots. Likable performance by him. But Dewey.
True. Lucho. So Lucho, the first things I do is I look at the lineup. I am a little bit critical of the Dembele. I mentioned this before to Tosa. I want to see what you think. Last season, Junior, Dembele a little bit uncertain for the City game. He doesn't start him. Dembele a little bit uncertain for the second leg versus Arsenal. He doesn't start him. This season, Dembele a little bit uncertain for Bayern game. He starts him. This game, he's a little bit uncertain. He starts him. What do you think? Because we know Dembele is fragile. Like when he's just 95%, I wouldn't start him.
I agree because because I know the one against City, it was like he was ill, like he came on afterwards. I don't think he got anything.
Yeah, and did you see the Rudiger thing?
Oh no. Dang, this coach sees. Yeah. I'm looking at your the comments under your Moldue thing.
Just tears?
No, I mean, yeah, it's just like the first one is like, oh, Due 7J this season, Yamal 30J this season.
Like, because if I was an honest Barca fan, see that, I'd be like, yeah, no, Yamal has to improve his goal scoring. But again, like, I'm doing this. I never start a beef nowadays. Like, back in the day, I used to be more of a troll. Nowadays, I don't do that. But, like, how much I see them consistently talk about Due, I was just waiting for this to happen. Like, they can't talk. And look at this one. Do you think this is a pen? No, I mean he got the ball. I just saw that he got the ball. Yeah, I thought when I saw the replay first, I didn't see that. Okay. Let's go back to the seriousness here. So overall, I was happy with the lineup. He only made 2 subs, Kang and Gonzalo. I agreed with both of them.
Yeah, I think I'd give him a 7. Like, good. I think the fact that starting Dembele is a risk that you didn't need. I think it's risk you didn't need to take. Like, yeah.
But when you look at the overall game, like the 2 goals we conceded, I feel it's more like individual mistakes. So like the 2 goals.
I mean, there's that.
I mean, we scored 3 goals. He put on Due, and we created enough chances to win the game as well.
Sure,
despite
give him credit for Due coming on and doing all of that. But also, I just felt like overall the press wasn't nearly as good today. Like, but is that on him?
No, fair. I was thinking like just a little bit better, like 7.5.
Yeah, I think it's because I think if we're going to do
3-2 away victory, Stade Louis, like
Due is. I mean, he got a substitution spot. I mean, maybe you mentioned it before. I thought when Dewey was getting ready, is like Luis Enrique's getting ready to just put like every attacker
four
out on-
attackers.
four
Yeah,
attackers.
yeah.
I'm like, we're going nuclear.
And then the camera pans to them booze, and I was like,
I'm like, oh, fuck.
and the booze does that dirty face. You know when you smell something disgusting, that's the face. He's just
Yeah, no.
Hakimi finally.
I get 8.
Yeah.
He was good. He's good.
I was just gonna say mostly came in the second half when they were parking the bus, but
Yeah.
I'm very happy for Hakimi, and I hope we can start seeing Hakimi because that would be huge, man. And I just feel like this season, Junior, like we've been tested so much with injuries and other bad stuff. It feels like we still have that, obviously, but less. We still have injuries. We still have bad stuff happening, but it's a little bit less. And it feels like I've said it, the puzzle pieces are starting to come together in time. Because for me, the round of 16 game, Junior, that's when we have to be at least like 8.5, not out of 10 peak PSG.
Yeah. No,
So like Fabian back, Dembele, Hakimi back to his best. Warren missed 2 big chances as well. The header, because the header doesn't even count as a big chance, maybe because he didn't touch it, right?
But I mean, case obviously it's a big chance. Like,
No, I'm saying just in
as
the
in
snap.
officially.
Yeah,
I guess not. But yeah, there's that, and then there's
And
the
then the
layoff where he
shot.
slices it. I mean, that one's not. I mean, it's not great, but like he's pressured. But the header one that he has to do better. Like even he knows it. Like 6.5. Oh, no, 6.
and then the defense for that first goal as well. But again, could be Vitinha, could be him, but I think it's his
I'd
own.
say
We'll go
6.
6. Kamara started
He's fine.
7.
Yeah,
Average?
7. He's okay.
I-
6. I'd say 6. I don't think like the first one he gets dragged out of position. I think maybe the header one. Even the second, like I guess maybe you should clear the header more. But like you could say he's somewhat involved in both goals. So yeah, 6.
If we win another UCL with him, man, we're so good, man. Nuno as well, like we can go less. No, we can go less.
We need to be honest.
And I think it's that Marseille game. I think he was so good. I made the video. I saw the tweets, quotes on Twitter, and I think it came to Nuno's head. Because last game, the Rennes game, he wasn't good.
Yeah, he was not good, yeah.
And today he wasn't good. So we gotta catch up to his best.
Vitinha was not his best either.
Just
like did it?
What do you think less?
No, he missed a penalty. No, you have to lower him like 6. Like, and he missed a crucial penalty at that.
Oh,
yeah, 6. Like it without it, he's maybe at like a 7. But with that's a big penalty miss. Dembele.
Honestly, I'm gonna do no rating.
I mean, yeah, you played what 20? Did we also not give him a rating against Bayern? Yeah, no, we did. So okay.
We give him out. Like his start. Neves, like 7.5.
Yeah,
he won duels. He was probably our best midfielder out of the 3.
Yeah.
Safonov, 6.5.
6.5, yeah. Bench. So sub. Okay.
Yeah, once again, like
Kang was good.
You know how we use Gonzalo as a sub, like 80th minute, Kang like as a 70th, 65th. Like he's very good when he comes on.
Yeah.
Great technical ability, creates chances, and he wanted the goal. I like a hungry Kang.
Yeah.
Like twice he went for that near post.
Yeah. Like for me, 8 for Kang.
You want to give him a rating?
I mean, I thought
usually we only give like players
okay,
for. What do you think, like overall, his impact?
I mean, hold on. I want to see how much did he play overall? He played 20. Okay, yeah, maybe
69th minute, I think.
You know,
Pacho.
I think you have to give him sort of like what he 6. Maybe 6.5.
If we're ever gonna give him somewhat, yeah.
Fuck, like good. Thank the Lord he didn't play. Thank the Lord he didn't play.
Honestly, I think like 7.
Yeah, 7.
Got an assist, 4 out of 5 dribbles, created chances. I'm not gonna put too much on that chance. Plus, it wasn't like a crucial. It was more like to kill the game off rather than like a.
And it wasn't like an egregious miss either. So it's not like it's not like the Bilbao that was or the Inter one. Do it.
I'm thinking like 9.5.
Yeah, 9.5.
So just because he, as you said, technically like an assist, involved in all 3 goals. Created the Warren header, created another header for Neves. He was just a constant. Created the Warren chance as well, the pass one.
Yeah, when you laid it off, no,
like he was just
he's excellent today.
Because especially because we're sometimes lacking playmaking. That's why I want to see Dembouz right wing. Because Dembouz can cook from every place you put him.
Is it me, or do you think, especially the very bits where Dembele was there, he was playing a lot? Like I saw him a lot on the right wing when he was there.
Yeah, for like I remember once I think Barcola putting a good ball into the box.
Yeah,
and it was Khvicha as the central player, and Dembouz more off the wing.
Yeah,
Dembouz goal recently versus Marseille off the wing. Out.
Dang. Yo, Mbappe really. I'm just seeing the thing that Eco tweeted Mbappe going and calling the player a race.
Yeah, no, shout out to Mbappe there. I know he's doing it for the camera though, but
him and Dembele were just openly going and speaking to players like Dembele with Højbjerg and whatnot. Dang.
Yeah, now you will wake up to that duo. Yeah, hopefully, like maybe a few K likes. Oh, look, they do this again, man. Like, I don't understand these people. Like, so Vitinha missed a penalty. We just heard about. Imagine if it was Pedro or Lamine. The whole time we'd be exploding with our trolls. I don't know why they think this rivalry. Like, Barca fans talk so much about PSG all the time. And then when we talk about them as a reaction,
you're obsessed with us, right? Why are you obsessed with them? We're just obsessed.
Yo, look at this.
That's a cool cut, not gonna lie. That's when you had the busted lip against Bayern.
Yeah. The thing I like about him, he's such a big game player. Like, he scored so many big goals. Like Villa, UCL final, Bayern quarterfinal. Today was overall a big game performance, but also because we were 2-0 down.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Due is going to be our player of the knockouts this year. But that's the thing, like Dembouz.
Nah, I mean, I said I'm still on those Due. I said Due would be our best player. I'm buying those Due stocks.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, you can go back. I said Dewey was going to be your best player this season.
No, I could see it now with the end of the season. I just hope Lucho continues this false 9, because I feel that's because we talked about it a lot in another stream. Me and Tosin Jr. When you look at the 2 back-to-back teams, it's not the same starting 11. In the first Madrid UCL victory, they had Benzema, Bale, Ronaldo. In the second one, they had Benzema, Ronaldo, Isco as the 10.
Yeah.
So maybe we still have this. We still have Due, Dembouz, Khvicha, but maybe just a positional change. Maybe Dembouz off the wing, Due center forward, and Khvicha off the left.
Yeah, it's possible.
And then you got Kang, you got Barcola, and then the midfield obviously stays the same. Fullback stayed the same, defense stayed the same, and then Safonov in goal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that, and I also think Barca, just people hate more on Barca. I think, like, when it comes to PSG, honestly, when I look at Twitter, it's only Barca fans hating on PSG all the time. Like, Madrid fans fucking glazed the shit out of us, especially last season.
Yeah, that's the thing. Madrid fans don't care.
And Prem fans, we like PSG beat like basically every single Prem team, so they have a lot of respect for us and everything. The tweets I always see cooking us. Whereas Barca, everyone cooks them. You could see a fucking Nottingham Forest fan talk shit about Barca.
One thing I think for me, the biggest thing with Barca is the hypocrisy. Like on the one hand, Barca fans will go and say, "Oh, you PSG fans are forcing this rivalry, forcing this, forcing that. You're a small club and whatnot." But then it's like, so then why are you talking about a small club? Like, do you go and talk about what? Do you go and talk about, for example, what Espanyol do? If Espanyol go and lose a game, are you going and talking about them? You don't care. Although they're your bigger rivals. Like you can't on the one hand go and say that, and then for the first ever time for me, I still find it absolutely baffling. For the first ever time in history, 4 months after a Champions League final, you still have these fan bases going and saying, "If we met in the final, this, that, if this, then that, FC." Well, if we had our fullbacks for FC, this, that, and the other FC, it should have been us in the final FC. And then, like, you can't go and do all that and then have not only that, have your president over the course of the summer said, "Oh yeah, we would have loved to go and play them, to go and see who was truly the better team." Pedri going and talking about us. Like you had no PSG player going and talking about Barca or whatnot, unless they were specifically asked about Barca. We had every single Barca fan going and talking about it. Lamine Yamal's going and posting cryptic Instagram stories and whatnot. Oh, PSG, this and the other. Like you, on the one hand, like they can't. I think we acknowledge there is a rivalry between the two clubs, but we're honest about it. Barcelona fans will systematically go and say, "Oh yes, there's a rivalry," but there's not.
Yeah, I think I think another thing comes to it as well is the dynasty thing. Again, this is really early on in our dynasty, but when I look at this team, I see many similarities to Pep's Barca, and we've just started off our dynasty. And who knows? We've only won a sextuple, a treble.
Exactly.
If we go back to back,
Like
okay, you have your 5 UCLs. We have a back to back. Where's your back to back?
Like I just think that they're so like butthurt. Even like you go and you look at like I was going and just saying, "Oh, I would love to see Dro." Like they're still butthurt about Dro. They're saying like, "Oh, like stop stealing. You're just stealing from us. Like taking all our players. Like taking Luis Enrique. Like in fact, you should thank us for that, all that." It's like.
Yeah, without Barca, PSG would never win ACL. Like they want to take prop for it.
That's like me going without Barca, without PSG, Barcelona would be insolvent. Barcelona would be bankrupt. Like I could go and say that. Like hold on,
Yeah,
like I'm not even gonna forget. Like we literally overpaid for Dro to go on and be on good terms with Barca.
No, Laporta loves us. You know when they left the Super League to come back to UEFA, it was Nasser who was the middleman between Ceferin and Laporta. Now, Barca should be, but again, like for me, I think it's an insecurity. I think it's old money versus new money, and I think it's like a classroom junior. Let's say me, you, Tosin are hanging in a classroom. A new kid comes out.
Mm-hmm.
He takes Neymar from me. He keeps Mbappe away from you for 5 years, and then he wins a UCL treble, sextuple. You're like, what the fuck? And he got some Qatari money. You're like, I don't like this, man. I don't like this. So I think it's insecurity on a competitive level as well. I mean, we've humbled Barca both on and off the pitch for the last 8 years. We feel like they are the small club. But again, they think they're the bigger because they have more reach, more fans, and obviously more history, but they're not more relevant. And for this comment, what dynasty? You're second in the league and barely beat 10-man Monaco in the playoffs in the UCL. Look, if we go back once again to back-to-back Madrid, they finished second in the Champions League. They struggled in multiple Champions League knockout games. Struggling does not mean you don't win. If we lose to Monaco, yeah, you can say, yeah, you got knocked on the round of 32. What dynasty? We reached the Champions League semi-final in the first season under Lucho. Then we won the UCL treble. Then sextuple as well. Sextuple, only 3 teams have done that. Treble, I think maybe only 11 teams have done that in football history. And we reached the Club World Cup final as well. You're lucky, guys, we didn't win it because then we would definitely be the best team calendar year of all time. And then this year, whether you like it or not, PSG is at least the top 3 favorites for the Champions League again. And yeah. And second in the league, yeah, I think we should do much better in the league. I think everyone agrees with that. But I don't understand. When we win Ligue 1, you don't care.
Yeah, that's the thing.
We're second in Ligue 1, we're ass.
Yeah, you're ass. Like I think PSG, maybe along with Bayern, maybe, but I feel like Bayern is the only one like of the team. Like I've never met somebody who hates Bayern.
Yeah,
unless you're like, I don't know what German fan you support, like Dortmund and whatnot. You don't, but like, yeah, I think PSG specifically, you get mocked for winning your league and you get mocked for not winning it. So like you're basically getting angry at PSG. Like if PSG failed to win the Champions League, fair. But like you can't on the one hand go and say, oh, you're not even first in your league, but you'll go and say you don't care about what PSG go and do in the league.
Yeah.
It's like I remember specifically it was back I think it was after the Liverpool time. I remember it was what's his name? That Liverpool fan. Laurie, what's his name?
Oh yeah, Laurie. Yeah.
Him.
Yeah.
And like they were going and pushing this thing of, oh yeah, but like it's because PSG playing league, are they able to rest all their players and all this gimmicks, so on and so forth. It's like, but hold on, like I remember specifically when PSG was getting knocked out by United, when PSG was getting knocked out early in Champions League with Verratti, with all those players and whatnot, it was always, oh, they play in such a weak league and they're not used to playing in the Champions League, and that's what does it. So you can't on the one hand go and say, oh, they play in a weak league and so they're not used to it, and then oh no, actually the weak league they are able to rest all. Which is it?
That's when you know it's an agenda.
Exactly.
They change the narrative based upon what's going on.
Yeah, and even going back to like the Barca fans, a lot of Barca fans go and say, oh, it's not fair, but like even PSG, they're able to rest their players and whatnot. Like when they're going and say, oh, Lamine Yamal and whatnot. It's like, hold on, like okay, I get like Liga is not all that, but like bar what? Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, maybe what Villarreal or whatnot, some of them. I don't think there's a big
Villarreal
gap.
Finished 35th in the Champions League group stage.
Like even that, like I don't think there's a big difference, if any, between a Brest, a Met, and then like Real Vallecano and a Real Oviedo. Like they're going and saying like when we go and you say like, oh, Lamine Yamal's like constantly being played and whatnot. A lot of them will go and say like, I remember it was I'm not sure. Have you ever seen on your YouTube feed? There's like I remember like front three or no goal, or like there's these channels like Zach basically they do this thing with like, oh, one Barca fan versus like 20 Premier League fans or something like that. Yeah. So there's a recent one that came out yesterday I watched. It was like one Barca fan versus
I know. And he said Yamal best playing the world and nobody stood up. That was one of
he saw it. For me,
I was like, yeah, I'm not part of this content creation. I'd want to do.
I mean, I'd love to get on one of them and go. Hopefully I get invited. I've been asked to go. I've been asked to go and do one. Recently, like to be for a PSG fan.
As a guest. Oh,
as a PSG fan, like I think it has to be like one PSG fan versus like 6 Premier League fans. So I need to start thinking of my agendas to put.
Okay, wait. Before I just want to respond because it's the same dude, and he says, "Same Monaco that lost 6-1 to Madrid," and then I will tell you, Madrid struggled versus Marseille and barely beat them. We beat them 5-0. You could make this argument for any team, however you want. This just shows an agenda. And then I want to ask you, if you can have like 5, because he had 5 takes, like hot takes, or 4 hot takes. What would be your 4 hot takes?
About PSG in general, I'd go and say, well, number one, I'd say, I'd say like the Premier League is the Farmers League. I'd go and say that.
But I remember that previous PSG fan had it, and it didn't go well for him because it doesn't make sense. Like
the thing,
make it better.
So the thing is, what I actually went and watched it back. I think the way that he, number one, I think like he's like a French PSG fan. I think just to articulate it was more difficult, and he tried to go and argue like, oh, the Premier League is only good because of like it was pretty and whatnot. But yeah, I do agree. But what I would go and argue is specifically, I think when talking about the Premier League as a Farmers League, I would go and say it based on their definition. I think there's 2 ways that a lot of Premier League fans, at least that I interact with, go and call it a Farmers League. One, and I think it's probably the stronger case they can make, is that, oh, the Premier League is the highest quality league. League are like routinely, they don't do well in Europe, so on and so forth. Okay, fine. I agree with that part. But then basically you're going and saying that. And then I'll go and ask them, do you think Ligue 1 is a Farmers League? They'll probably go and say yes. Do you think Ligue 1 is a top 6 league at the very least, or top 5 league? They'll probably go and say yes, right? If they're going to be honest. So basically, they're going and calling any team that's not in the top 5 leagues in the world, not like a lesser league, a Farmers League. And they'll go and say, oh, yes. That's basically what they have to go and say. So basically, you're calling 99% of the leagues out there whack. All right. So that's like you're being arrogant. So, okay, fine. You want to go and call them Farmers Leagues. Basically, if you're not in the top 2 leagues, 3 leagues in the world, every other league is bums, not like lesser Farmers Leagues, including what some of them like to go and say, oh, the championship is better than Ligue 1, including the championship is a Farmers League. All right, push that narrative, fine. But most of them all will go and say, and when they use the Farmers League narrative, is with regards to like the fact that every single year, Ligue 1, it's always one team that goes and wins at that aspect. In that aspect, that's false. Because if I go in and look at it, I can go and look at, for example, the points gap between the winners and the runners-up. Funnily enough, if you go and you look at it, PSG actually like don't win the league by like crazy amounts of points. It's actually involved like it's actually pretty low. And I actually did a when I made my video on it like last year, I looked at it from like the 5 seasons, the 2019-20 all the way to the 23-24 season, the last time Mbappe season. And from the gap between like 1 and 2 was the same between the Premier League and Ligue 1. So the gap between them, because when, for example, PSG win the league by 1 point against Lens or by 2 points and whatnot, people don't go and talk about it. When the only one that they'll talk about is like when we won it by like 35 points against who was it, like Lyon in like 2015-16 and whatnot. But that's the only time we've ever done it. And even if you go and you look at like for example the 1 and 2, okay, fair enough, the Premier League is actually pretty good. But when you look at the gap between like 2 and 3, there's a massive gap. It's much smaller in Ligue 1, in the Bundesliga, so on and so forth. When you go and you look at, for example, the goal difference between the best and the worst team, there's massive points, goal differences. But for me, the most damning thing for me was when you look at, for example, what I call the percentage of points won by the league champions. So I explained it like this. So when you look, let's take Manchester City's Centurion season, right? So they got 100 points that year, right? And in a season, there are 38 games in a Premier League season, right? There's 20 teams. You play every team twice. There's 38 games. The most points theoretically you can get is 38, and you win every single game. So 38 times 3, that's 114. So that means the percentage of points that City got, simple math, you do 100 points, what they got, divided by the amount of points they can get, 114. So if you do 100 divided by 114, as a percentage, that's 88.8% of the possible points. To put it in more like relative terms, that's like over the run of 11 games. If you can only win or lose games, we're winning 9 out of 11. That's very good. Okay. So if you do that over that time span that I gave you, over those 5 seasons, so the 1920 season all the way to the 2023-2024 season, if you go and you look at it, the Premier League had the highest percentage of possible points won by the league champions. And that is purely statistically means that the Premier League champions, on average, get the highest percentage of points available to them. So you know how they always say that, oh, in the Premier League, any team can beat any team? That is false. And you know which league was dead last? Ligue 1. PSG statistically, or the league, because one of those years, like Lille won it, statistically dominate their league less than Man City or Liverpool or Juve or Bayern. PSG are the statistically least dominant team amongst those teams. And also to further back that point, I'll go and say, how many times in Ligue 1 have we had a team, for example, go and get 95 plus points? I think in the modern history of Ligue 1, I think it's only happened 3 times. PSG did it in 15-16, we got 96 points, which is the record in Ligue 1. I know we did also in, I believe, 18-19, we got 95 points. And I know that 16-17 Monaco got 95 points. And I feel like those are the 3 times. Just quickly looking back at the Ligue 1 tables, I haven't gone back to like the 90s and whatnot, but in modern history, that a Ligue 1 team has gotten over 95 points. How many times just recently has a Premier League team that's finished second gotten like 95, 97, 99 points? City, 100 points. You've got like Liverpool, Arsenal, 97, 99, 98 points. I'm sorry, if you're getting 98, 100% of the like points, you're farming the league. So like, what did you go and say in that? And then they'll go and say, oh, yeah, but it goes to, okay, but you can't go and say that PSG is a farmer's league. If statistically PSG are less dominant compared to Metz and whatnot, there's a higher chance that Metz go and get points at PSG than a City going and dropping points to Burnley, statistically. And that is just pure numbers. If they want to argue with it, what do you going to say?
Let's say you're sitting there and this is what they say, that we need to dominate less, like knowingly, because we know that nobody's going to catch up. So maybe we rotate towards the end of the season, which makes us get less points, maybe.
Okay, but even if you go and you look at it, so for example, even last season, you go and you look at PSG did, still pretty well and whatnot, but we're not going and getting the 88% of the possible points available to them. Like you go and you look at it, the most possible points. If you're going the PSG League or the Farmers League, in La Liga, you've had Real Madrid and Barcelona each get 100 points over the course of a season. You've had in Italy, you've had Juve got 102 points, which is the most ever points in the European top 5 leagues. I'd probably guess that Bayern's had years where they've gone like really crazy titles, but I know they have one less team and whatnot. And obviously in England, you have the Centurions, you've got, Liverpool getting 99 points, 98 points and whatnot, so on and so forth. So, okay. Yeah. But then how do you explain also the fact that PSG are also going and then like not being nearly as dominant and winning the title by 2 or a couple points.
I mean, if I had to talk about the Premier League, my arguments would have been really easy. The Premier League, like football quality is so bad to watch. I think
I would say that
27% of the goals scored in the Premier League are set pieces and penalties. Sometimes, like let's say I finish off this post-match junior on like a weekend, and then I'm like, oh, let me see the highlights from the Premier League games. And it starts off with a corner. The majority of the clips are set pieces, and I'm like, that's not a good quality. Like that's what I would go for.
I'll definitely mention that. And another thing that I will go and mention specifically is the hypocrisy of the Premier League, because we know as PSG fans, obviously, prior to last year, one of the big criticisms, and even when PSG won last year, what was one of the big things people said? Oh, it's about time. No, not even that. Oh, it's about time you finally won it after spending all that money. Okay. And fair, you know what? To a certain degree, you can go and say, yeah, fair. PSG spent a lot of money, and it's only now that we've got it. Fair. I would go and say it's a relatively fair criticism. Okay. But what I would say with PSG is, first and foremost, PSG, for all what you can say, whatever, are like competing against teams that are in their weight category, right? PSG is competing with Real Madrid that are able to go and spend hundreds of millions on players. The Premier League teams, obviously, the Chelsea, so on and so forth. I'm not even talking about them and those Premier League teams. I'm talking about the times where, Arsenal, Spurs, City, Liverpool were in the Europa League. Why are we mocking PSG for not winning when they go and sign Neymar, Messi, and so on and so forth? But yet, when Liverpool a couple of years ago was in the Europa League and probably have 3 times the operating budget of every single team in their group combined, why aren't they like completely smacking every league? Yes, you can go and say last year, yes, they went and Chelsea were able to do it and you had an all-English final. But that doesn't always happen. You had a time where it was all Spanish teams in the Europa League completely dominating it. Like, if we're going to go and be like that, like to go and show just how much money these Premier League teams make. I believe a couple of years ago, Barcelona won, not last year, but the last time when under Xavi, when they won the La Liga, they made less money from TV, from the league specifically, from their TV rights and whatnot, than Southampton, that finished dead last in the Premier League, just to go and show the gap in quality between the going two. So why don't we get nearly as hard on the Premier League teams when they go to Europe and they smash? Why don't they smash every team in Europe in the Europa Leagues in competition where they have got like 50 times the operating budget of all those teams?
I've also spent
exactly.
This was for last season before the recent summer transfer window. Yeah, PSG 1.5, but you can see teams aren't that far behind.
Yeah,
Arsenal have them when UCL. Liverpool have 2 finals. We have 1 final that we lost, and then they won it, but one.
So over
6.
there. So over there. So yeah, City have had what, 2 finals since 20.
City have 2 finals. We've had 2 finals. Liverpool have had 3. Arsenal 0. United 0. Madrid 6. Bayern 1. Barca
none. So even there, like you go and look at the amounts. Okay, yes, of course, PSG is just like this third highest spenders there, but like they're sort of relative. And if you account for this recent transfer window, PSG is probably relatively comparable to all these other teams and whatnot. And these are like the big teams. And on top of that, you can go and say PSG is having to lure and pay extra money for players because they're PSG and they don't have the exposure that a Real Madrid, a Barcelona, and those Premier League clubs do have. And yet, look at what they're able to go and do.
But that's why we have to win another UCL Junior, because we didn't win this UCL for them. We won this UCL for us. But I know, Junior, if we win another one and a back-to-back, then they have to accept it. Because the one UCL Junior, I'm still saying purple patch, Fugazi, Europe was weak. 4 months FC. If we do it again, but again, I don't know. Maybe they'll
find other excuses. Obviously, like they'll go and say something else. But yeah, I think I'd go and say that the Premier League is a Farmers League that, but actually come out.
What about PSG then? What about
PSG specifically? I'd go and say that.
Most of if you're a PSG fan,
I'd go and say that. I'd say that. I know, and I have a feeling there'd be Arsenal fans that I go continue with my thing. Is PSG is a bigger club than Arsenal? That would get, especially the Premier League, that would get them absolute. Or I go and say that, like, you know what? If we did like a PSG Premier League combined 11, more PSG players get in.
Okay, let's do one. You're saying all time or current?
All time.
Okay, so in goal from PSG,
I mean, I would push
Donnarumma. From Premier League,
Donnarumma,
you have Schmeichel, you
Michael.
have
As in, okay,
Czech.
we can give him. You can go
Give one Prem.
and okay, hold on. We'd have to caveat and go and say for us like that, like for what they did at the club. Because if we just
Yeah,
go
yeah.
come through,
Because then we could just take
we say
Messi, Ronaldinho.
with all those.
Like,
players.
yeah, if we strictly do names, it's easily
Yeah.
PSG. But okay, let me
So-
actually. Well, let me pull this up so we can do it here. Okay, so we said in the goal, Schmeichel,
Yeah,
Czech.
Schmeichel.
It's a Prem one, so it don't matter.
Yeah.
Right back.
I'm saying Hakimi. They can go. I mean, what do you think?
By the way, your camera is lagged. Just so if you know.
is it back?
Okay,
now?
it's back now. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So you're gonna say Hakimi?
Yeah, I'd say Hakimi.
Okay, I'm gonna try to be like the Premier League fan now.
Mhm.
I would say if we're talking about peak, I can maybe understand that. I think Hakimi peak last season, the most chances created in UCL last season. I think also the second most big chances created. Scored in the Champions League quarterfinal, semi-final, and final, becoming the 5th player to only do so alongside Diego Milito, Neymar Jr., Cristiano Ronaldo, and Thomas Muller. But if we talk like overall career and consistency, I would still edge Kyle Walker over Hakimi.
Okay, what has Kyle Walker done specifically?
I mean, Kyle Walker's just been very great and consistent. He's also won the UCL with City. He's been part of that all the Centurion side, all of the dominant City sides. He's also at the same time been very good for England as well. I think Hakimi at the end of his career, I could call him overall career-wise. If you say peak, I can understand Hakimi. I think Hakimi's peak season last season is better than any Walker season. But it depends, obviously, how you do this. If you say career, then I would give it to Walker.
But even okay,
someone said Trent. No, absolutely no.
But even for Walker, okay, when would you consider Walker was like what were his best years? Because I go and say that Walker at Spurs,
Like
his first one, he was in
like his last 2 Spurs seasons until maybe 2021, and then he started falling off. So like that's a 4 or 5 year.
But at that time, would you like you could first and foremost argue that even in the Prem, there's a debate with him and Trent. But you'd go and say like in what?
Yeah, I mean, Prem fans are delusional. I don't like Trent's so inconsistent. And
even if you want to talk about Hakimi, ever since maybe less so like Dortmund and whatnot.
Yeah, Dortmund, then Inter, Scudetto,
Inter, he was arguably
PSG,
the best wing back, and then ever
huge
since
with Morocco as well.
Exactly. So I go and you can't go and like he's dropped the most ever GA of a defender in the history of like European football, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. That's never been done. And people, you might go and argue, oh yeah, but you're talking about a defender, but he was also defensively doing it. And I can maybe go and give you that defensively, maybe that Walker is better than Hakimi, fine. But like if we're going, let's say you say Walker is like an 8 or 9 defensively, Hakimi's maybe
but this thing, if you talk peak player, I'm giving it to Hakimi.
Or even still, I don't think like.
But Walker is the only conversation here. Trent is not a conversation.
Even I don't rate Walker like even
1920 Trent or no, what's his peak? 1819 Trent. Hakimi 24-25 is better than 1819 Trent, and that shouldn't be a hot take. Like what he did, especially in the UCL. Yeah, exactly. I think Walker's the only conversation. Gary Neville, like, come on, man, we got to be serious here.
Even this, like, hold on, I'm just trying to think. In all of those years, like, obviously, let me have a look for Kyle Walker here, just to look onto like his Wikipedia. For his in terms of his individual awards. So he's made the FIFA Team of the Year once in 2023. And he was in the Champions League Team of the Season in 2022, 2023. So those were specifically his best years. And then in terms of him being in the Premier League, PFA Team of the Year, in 11-12 he was there. I don't think people would go and say that was best. 16-17, that was when he was still at Spurs. 17-18, and then 23-24. Compare that to, let's go and see Hakimi and his individual accolades. Yeah, I mean, African football player. Like Walker's never ever been considered like one of the best in like you can go and say yes, his peaks is whatnot, but even then, over you'd say what's from 2016 to like 2022 were his peak years, right?
Yeah.
So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 6 years, give or take. Hakimi's been at PSG for what, 4 years? And then he had that 1 year at Inter. That's already 5. And I would go and say those 5 years, he's been better than Walker. The average of those 5 years has been better than Walker at City. If you take the average, there's those best 5 years of each. He's had a better 5 years. And that's, for me, a pretty decent length of time. And he's also still young. Oh, hold on. I think I'm lagging. Did I cut out?
No.
Oh, okay. Because it's freezing on I might have to like turn off my video for a bit.
Yeah, it's some connection thing it's showing.
Okay.
Yeah, but don't matter. So okay, you know what? Look, you've made your points, and then I guess if you were in the debate, you guys would just move on.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 center backs. Who would you go for from PSG? I guess the two best ones are Thiago Silva, Marquinhos.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What would you do?
I'm gonna say Thiago Silva. I just mean for Premier League. I think Thiago Silva gets in, but I think it's very difficult to say. I mean, I probably you could say Van Dijk probably gets in over Van Dijk, or if you want to go and say Vidic or Ferdinand, or I mean, in a Premier League center back.
So yeah, I mean, I agree with Thiago Silva. I think he's one of the best defenders in our recent time. And then you said Ferdinand.
I mean, whichever one it is, Ferdinand, Van Dijk. Pick their poison.
Okay. Left back.
Nuno Alexandre Tavares Mendes. And this is me going and saying, I also think I would also go and argue here as a player as well. And in this aspect, I think their best shout would probably be what? Ashley Cole. I don't think, even if you want to go for peak, I'd say Nuno Mendes has the highest peak. And even if you want to go and say Ashley Cole, you could, again, similar to with Hakimi, you can maybe argue he's maybe better defensively. And even that, I'm not even saying it's here, but offensively, Nuno is so clear, so like clear. It's not even funny. Nuno Mendes, you could make the case in terms of just being a complete footballer, is one of the most complete footballers ever. In terms of like he can play any position, defensively, offensively. You put him as a winger, you put him in midfield, you put him on the wing. He's just so complete. For me, Nuno Mendes is a better player. And then you can go and talk about the accolades. Yes, you can go and say, oh, he's only a couple of years and whatnot. But Nuno Mendes thus far is the most decorated player for his age ever.
Yeah.
And he's done it against the best. He's done it against, Yamal, the Salas and whatnot. Like the season he had last year is untouched. So yeah.
All right. So I guess
what do you think would be the strongest case against, or if you would put a Premier League player there?
I think it's Ashley Cole, and once again it goes into the debate: career versus peak. They'll probably say Nuno's only 23. Maybe in the future we can have that conversation, but Ashley Cole was at the peak of football for longer than Nuno Mendes has been. So I think that's something you have to make clear. Maybe peak ability.
Well, even then, like if you want to go and say peak, was Ashley Cole ever considered the best in his position?
Yeah.
No, for how long?
Towards his end of Arsenal. So
he was better than Roberto Carlos, better than Maldini, and then later on.
Again, it's very hard for me to answer that because I wasn't debating people back then, but I think that's when probably he was considered. That was like peak Ashley Cole towards the end of Arsenal, and then his peak years at Chelsea in the beginning.
So when exactly did he leave Arsenal?
But I'm just saying, when you're gonna do this, a lot of them, maybe not for Thiago Silva, obviously, because he's had this career. Hakimi and Nuno, they would say just career-wise, at the end of their career, you can have that conversation, but maybe not. Yeah.
So if he left Arsenal in 2006. and then obviously went to Chelsea and finished in 2014. So you
Yeah,
can
so I
maybe
guess
argue those like
2010,
08.
2011. Because then Maldini had retired. Roberto Carlos was either retired or finished.
And but then was he better than Marcelo then at that point?
Yeah. Marcelo wasn't even a starter. Marcelo became, Marcelo was later on. Jordi Alba, I think like 2011, that's when he started peaking because I remember him from the 2012 Euros final. But again, I'm just saying you, Junior, like, because one thing I noticed when I've been watching them, the preliminary statement you make is going to be crucial to how the entire 10-minute period goes. So I would say PSG has more, but PSG Premier League combined 11 more PSG players.
More players, but yeah, that's what I would say.
If we're talking about peak, at club, obviously. All right, what's your three-man midfield?
Okay. In the 6, I'd probably go Patrick Vieira.
Yeah.
In the 8, Marco Verratti. And in the 10, curveball, Neymar da Silva Santos Jr.
Neymar's 10. Fair. Yeah, Verratti, don't forget to make sure to mention his Euro campaign and his Euro final when he had more passes completed than the entire England midfield. And he was actually the man of the tournament in that tournament. But Donna got it because of the penalty shootout. But Verratti, that Euros was insane.
I think the hardest.
Okay, someone's saying De Bruyne in the chat.
De Bruyne more position for
recent.
Verratti. As in, put De Bruyne is not a better 10 than Neymar. De Bruyne is not a better 10. Like, if like for me with Neymar, I'm saying
Kante.
As in, I think this one, the midfield, Verratti, like pushed. If pushed, I can go and say, okay, fine, you can remove Verratti, but the Neymar one is fine because all I have to go and show because we're already at what 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the attack. I think 2 of our players get in.
What's the attack? They're gonna say the biggest one they're gonna mention is Henry and 07 2008. Maybe Salah they will mention as well.
I'd go and say, Mbappe left wing.
So we take Mbappe ahead of Ronaldo 08, and we take Mbappe ahead of Henry. Maybe they would try to put Henry left wing, Rooney false 9, Suarez they were trying to put.
I think peak for Peak and also the sustained and like peak Mbappe is like arguably top 20 players and like if we're talking about Mbappe, if France win that World Cup, Mbappe is top 10 players to ever grace the game. Like you go and say even though Benzema won the Ballon d'Or, like a lot of people will go and still say that in 2022 Mbappe was the best player in the world to go and show like how ridiculous Mbappe was.
Okay, what's your other attackers?
Go and say the big Swede, Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
So they're gonna say Henry and Suarez as the competition. And don't forget, Ibra only played 4 seasons at PSG. Never made it past the quarters in the UCL.
True, but then his peak was at PSG. The numbers we were putting ridiculous. If we want to go and say making into like the FIFA Pro 11s, when this was like, you can go and say he was making into the FIFA Pro 11 in like what people might go and consider the peak of football. Like those years, those mid 2010s was like the hardest era, like where so many he was making it there and was deservedly there. Scoring ridiculous amounts of goals.
And then who are you putting a right wing?
And then this would be like Di Maria.
Man,
as in,
good luck, man. Good luck. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Is it 8 for us? Hold on. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. I think the ones that have the hardest issue is right wing. Right wing and Verratti.
Nah, I think Di Maria should be a good one ahead of. This thing, like Salah, they would say he has UCL. Di Maria, That's the issue when you talk about what he did for the club. I think PSG, we will be in a much better, stronger position, Junior, in like 5 years' time. When our current players have started finishing off their career, stat padded, maybe some UCLs. I mean, we'll be competing with Madrid at that point, and Barca.
I think what I would say, maybe instead of going and saying based on, I probably want to preface by going and saying like as a player, like
just make sure to say that
intrinsic, like in terms of, I think PSG has a better intrinsic football players, because then if we go and we talk about like with Nuno and Ashley Cole, I mean even then I would go and say in terms of like Nuno's won trophies for his country, he's got a Champions League, like I mean it's not far off with him. In fact, hold on, let me I want to see. How many trophies is Ashley? I feel like Ashley Cole's won. So he's got how many? I want to see how many trophies does Nuno have? Because he's got the most at 23. So he's won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15, 16 with the Club World Cup. So 16. Ashley Cole's won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, hold on, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So he's won as many trophies already. So Nuno Mendes has already won as many trophies as Ashley Cole has in his entire career. And Nuno Mendes was only 23. But I think I'd harp on and go and say like as like an intrinsic player.
Yeah, no, just make sure to say that, because that's where I've seen a lot of people fuck up, like with their arguments. Even if what they're saying is true, or I believe in it, or is a strong case, just make sure to do that.
Yeah, so I'd go and say like PSG in a combined PSG Premier League 11, PSG has the better players and more players get in. I have to rephrase it because then it's too long. I think I'd go and say I think in a combined PSG Premier League 11, more PSG players get in, and then in the first bit when I go and explain, I'd go and say I'd preface by going and stating I'm talking about intrinsically as football players.
Yeah,
I go and say that. And what are the Premier League? Well, because oftentimes they go and say Premier League, but there's like do you know like the Juve fan Luca JFE TV? I'm not sure if you've seen, him. Like oftentimes he'll be there, and obviously he's not a Premier League fan, but he'll be there. So like when the guy said Lamine Yamal is the best player in the world, like I think that's a pretty it's not really aimed against the Premier League in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
that's another one that's spicy. One was like, I mean, this would be more so like Barca fans, but I think like Doué was deservedly the best young player in the Champions League last season. Or I could say like, Dembele deserved to win the Ballon d'Or. I think that's probably what I would. But I also want to go with something like spicy. Do you think most people now like think that Dembele deserved to win?
No, I would take that one. Like you don't want every single one to be like a very spicy. Like this combined 11 one is already one, and then you can take more. Like you just want to confirm your spot, and maybe like PSG 2025 is a top 5 calendar year, or the top 5 team, or top 7 team, or whatever you believe of all time. But Junior, honestly, I don't want to end this conversation. It's been great talking, but I need to prepare. It's the first day of Ramadan soon, so I need to eat as much before I need to fast, man.
No worries,
but pleasure as always, Junior.
Absolutely.
If you go there, man, good luck. I'll watch the video. I will support you. I'm not even. I don't know if you get copyrights. I might do a reaction or something, but
you probably could be react to it afterwards, yeah.
But just prepare yourself, because I've been watching them and I see sometimes they just fuck up with that initial one. And for example, the recent one, when he did a combined 11 Barca Premier League, he didn't say a combined 11. He said they would beat them. So that made the Premier League fans say, oh, but Chelsea beat Barca back in the day. We're more defensive. They made it more about football. So
Yeah,
just make sure to like,
make the
correct.
heading clear. I agree.
Mhm.
All right, sounds good.
Right then, Junior.
All right, peace.
Peace. Take care, man.
See ya.
See ya. All right then, beautiful Paris Saint-Germain family, to the 90 people currently watching. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the victory. See the star here? We might be adding another one soon. And that's the thing, like, are we as good as last year? No. Do we play as convincing football? No. But do we win? Yeah. I mean, I look at all of our 3 UEFA Super Cups. We were not good in all 3 UEFA Super Cup games. In all 3 Super Cups, UEFA Super Cup, Intercontinental Final, and the Trophée des Champions. But we still managed to win them. I just think we have that. We know how to win games. A bit like Madrid, they might not be the best, but they win. But yeah, still in round of 32. And obviously, we shouldn't even be at this stage. We should have made it into top 8. But we'll finish off next week, and then round of 16 are coming up, either Chelsea or Barca. That would be a tough game. Even with Barca's current form and Chelsea's current form, those are, still 2 good sides that we need to play a very great game to beat them. So, yeah. And then obviously we got to take Ligue 1 very seriously, man. But the thing is, even despite the recent defeats, before that we had a 7-game win streak. So let's just get another win streak. Maybe a win streak all the way until the Arsenal game, decide the title, beat them there, and so on. But yeah. There's 79 people watching at the moment. Shout out to you guys for the constant support. I'm very happy that you guys are enjoying the content. And yeah, we'll see you guys. PSG play Mets on Saturday. Yeah, I won't have a pre-match podcast for that game. So yeah, see you guys on Saturday for the live watch along. And as usual, allez, Paris.